Good evening and welcome to Montpelier, Ohio, as we get ready for Week 7 of high school football tonight. A non-conference matchup between the 4-2 Montpelier Locos and the 1-5 Vanlue Wildcats. As we get ready for this one tonight, always glad to bring in our broadcast partner, Mike Bumb, former head coach of the Hilltop Cadets, with us here this evening. And Mike, let's start with Montpelier, a team that we just saw a week ago in one of the most thrilling games that we have done, a spectacular comeback that ended a couple of yards shy as they fell to Eden on the road 35-34, but we learned a lot about that Montpelier team even in a loss, and I think momentum is still a really good thing for Montpelier moving here into the back half of the 2023 schedule.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught up in moral victories, and that's when you don't quite win the game, but you played pretty well and you had a chance to win the game. And I don't know if Montpelier's at that point in their program where moral victories don't matter. I think they kind of still do matter a little bit. They're on their way up, but still have not had a lot of success the last several years. So they played against a really good football team. We're a play away from beating them last week when it was a great comeback. All of those things they did that you need to do to win a football game just came up a play short. So there's a little bit of the feel good, even though you're hurting that you lost that game. Now the question is how does Montpelier handle that in the back half? Because really, a lot of their goals are still there. A winning season clearly is something they probably should get. They're going to be favored in at least 2 of the last 4 games. Maybe three against Northwood will be a questionable game. They could still make the playoffs now with the expanded playoff situation with 16 teams. And Montpelier, if they would win 3 of those 4, certainly would get in. Maybe if you squint your eyes, you think breaks come their way, maybe 2 of the 4. So a lot to play for going into the back half. And I guess the question is for Montpelier, after having some injuries last week, how will they respond this week going forward? Not just tonight against a team that's struggling. By the way, with Vanlue, you're never going to hear us say one negative thing about them. I have nothing but respect for a team like Vanlue, who has 32 kids in their whole 32 boys, in their whole high school. 17 of them are out for football. And that's over 50% of the kids participating in football and paying their dues. This team deserves a lot of respect regardless of what the score is going to be tonight.
Absolutely. They play hard, they work hard,
better believe it.
And they are keeping it alive, not just to keep playing, but at an 11-man level.
11-man. Thank you for saying that. And again, that deserves to be said, and I'm going to say it a few times, so if you're one of those people who are listening the whole night, I'm going to say this several times. I'm just telling you right now. The fact that this school that's the size of Vanlue still has 11-man football, there's a lot of other schools out there that are much bigger than Vanlue that couldn't maintain 11 football, and they still are. I think you got to give them a tremendous amount of respect for that whole community, and especially those kids who haven't had a lot of success, because by and large football is a numbers game to some extent. And so them being the smallest school in the state of Ohio that plays 11-man, I'll say that again, the smallest school in the state of Ohio that plays 11-man football, nothing but tremendous amount of respect from me.
For those that don't know, they are from the Findlay area. They reside. Their school district is in Hancock County. We'll dive more into them. We'll talk more. Mike mentioned injuries. Brendan Friend's season is done. Still not 100% certain what it is. It's at least some damage done to meniscus and ACL. Talking to his dad, they'll find out more. He's going in for a scope this coming week, and they'll find out more. And if the scope reveals an ACL tear, they'll do the procedure then. So still to be determined on what the official diagnosis is. His season is done. Nathan Rummel, one of their top wide receivers and DBs, is on crutches tonight, so he is out. Chavez Martin is in uniform. We're unsure if he will go tonight, but he's dressed and maybe can go, maybe not. We'll see. So a lot of injuries to deal with. We're going to dive into that and more. We want to hear from the coaches, though, and we're going to do that when we come back. Montpelier head coach Andy Robinson and Jeremy Klepfer, head coach of the Vanlue Wildcats, will join us on our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the head coaches when we come back. For all of your insurance needs, see Denny Gehrig or Elaine Hake at Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency, East Main Street in Montpelier. Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance, plus financial responsibility bonds are available. Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency wants to salute and congratulate all of the area athletes for their time and commitment. Good luck to all the athletes. From Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency, East Main Street, Montpelier.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come out and see us at the Hillsdale County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Hi, this is Tammy Bergman with Andrews, O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency. Andrews, O'Neill & Lowe has cared for our neighbors for a century. We believe when communities are strong, everyone benefits. From your family to your assets, your employees to your business. We're proud to partner with Central Insurance to protect what matters most to you, because you are what matters most to us. Here's to the next 100 years of delivering on our promise to provide peace of mind on good days and when facing the unexpected. Learn more at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
Looking to earn good money in a great work atmosphere? Come join the team at 2020 Custom Molded Plastics in Holiday City. They're now looking for full-time and part-time production operators, and they have schedules that fit everyone. Earn $500 monthly for perfect attendance, refer a friend, and get a $500 referral bonus. No mandated overtime, clean environment, and full benefits at 30 days. Apply online today at 2020cmp.com, then stop in Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 for open interviews on Selwyn Drive in Holiday City. The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
Time now for our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach, and we are talking with Montpelier frontman Andy Robinson. And, well, Andy, I know not the result you were looking for last Friday night, but some of your takeaways from the game with the Bombers.
Yeah, would have obviously loved to come out on top in that game, but just really proud of our kids, the resiliency that they showed in that second half. It was a gutsy battle for us, and again, unfortunately, we came out on the wrong end of it. But to watch our kids battle back, and when most people probably weren't giving them a shot, was really good to see. So super proud of how we played. I think we took another step in the right direction. Excited to see how it kind of catapults us into this last 4 games of the season as we make a push to the postseason.
Andy, talk to me about on-the-field things that you saw, maybe some things that were working, especially in that second half last Friday night.
Our defense just continues to follow the scheme that we are asking of them, so that's great from the kids. It puts us in really good positions. Offensively, we started to complete those 5 to 10-yard passes, along with a few shots that we like to take. So, offensively, I was happy. I think we took a big step in that second half that we maybe haven't taken yet this year. And the kids are able to just make adjustments while what we're asking them on the field. So that makes the coach's life a lot easier when, the kids can see it and make the adjustments, and it doesn't always have to just come from us.
6 games in, Andy, talk to us about some areas that maybe you're spending a little more time at than others at practice, maybe some areas you're looking to really kind of clean up right now.
We're still working. We got to continue to be better on third down and in the red zone, making sure we're staying on the field and finishing off drives. And then our special teams, we have to continue to, shore up our special teams. Obviously, with our low numbers, it gets tough a little bit with our depth. So just making sure we're putting the kids in a good situation to compete when we're out there during our special teams.
You mentioned the numbers and not a lot of depth with this year's team. Does that kind of alter what you'd like to do during the week, trying to keep everyone as fresh as they can for Friday night?
Yeah, it does. You get a couple guys banged up here or there, and with already low numbers, now you're at even lower numbers. But I think we've done a really good job. My coaching staff's done a really good job of finding unique ways to make sure that we're still getting in our work each week. Sometimes that means that, we might have to take one less day of contact or whatever it might be. But, we've done a good job, I think, this year of making sure that the kids are still prepared, and they've done a good job of coming in and ready to work no matter the circumstance.
All right, so Friday night, back at home with Vanlue. Tell me what you know about them.
They're like us. They're low on numbers right now, but their kids play extremely hard, and they've played extremely hard for a long time. They've played without, less than 20 kids for probably 7-8 years now. So we know we're going to get their best shot when they come over here, but for us, it's homecoming, so our kids are jacked up and ready to go. Kind
of an exciting weekend, but at the same time, kids stressing that they stay focused for the game Friday night with all the homecoming stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely. For kids, this is a fun weekend for them. It should be a fun week, and it becomes even more fun if you can take care of business and win on Friday night.
All right, so in order to do that, give me a couple of keys for Montpelier to walk out with a win.
Got to start off fast. We have some goals that we've set for ourselves this week to make sure that we're playing to our standard and continuing to get better. So get off to a fast start and be extremely physical up front with them. We want to get our young guys a lot of really good reps this week, and I think if we do those things, then Friday night we'll come out victorious.
Andy, appreciate the time as always. Continued success, and good luck against Vanlue in this one.
Thanks again for your time.
Absolutely. Andy Robinson, head coach at Montpelier, our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach. Stay with us. More in our pregame show coming up.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency. And the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95. Or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
For those last-minute outdoor projects, Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan has you covered with Craftsman hand tools, your choice $15.99 each, or Milwaukee M18 power tools. Buy a reciprocating saw, grinder, jigsaw, hedge trimmers, or 2.5-gallon wet dry vac and get an M18 battery for free, or buy an M12 drill driver kit or a 4-in-1 installation drill driver kit and get your choice of select accessories for free. Rather have DeWalt? Save $50 instantly with Ace Rewards on select 20-volt DeWalt power tools or battery. Stock up on KT Birdseed or Wild and Strong Small Batch Reserve Wild Bird Food Blend. Buy one, get one free. Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place. When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need. Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
We continue on with our pregame show, and it's time again for our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach, and we are talking with Vanlue head coach Jeremy Klepfer. And Jeremy, appreciate the time here as we get ready for this showdown with Montpelier. I know maybe not the season you were hoping wins and losses wise, but overall let's talk about some of the things that you've liked, that you've seen some positives out of your kids so far this year.
Well, I mean, one of the positives we got to state right off the fact is the fact that we have 18 kids on our team this year. I think that's the most kids we've had in over 25 years. So that's the first positive that I'd like to bring up. And the other positive is their work ethic. The kids are really buying in. They're really working hard. We got, I think it's 8 kids on our roster this year with 1 or 2 years of football experience in their entire life. So, yeah, we might not be the youngest age-wise, but as far as, having experience on the football field, they're extremely young, but their work ethic has been phenomenal.
Jeremy, as a football coach, talk about some of the challenges. I mean, just the numbers you're dealing with and kind of like just stressing on the point you just made with the lack of experience for a lot of your kids. I'm sure you've probably maybe had to spend more time on fundamentals than maybe other things right now?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's a simple fact of, going over what positions are. I mean, some of these guys not only haven't played football, but they really don't watch football. So that makes it a little harder, the fact that we got to go over center, guard, tackle, all those types of positions on both offensive and defensive side. And then you add in the fact that you got to go over techniques on alignment, what gap you got to secure, blocking assignments, what the routes are. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, and it's you really got to bring your level of coaching down to just make sure that the kids don't miss the little things. Because, everybody knows those little things are what adds up to the big things. And it is a challenge doing that, but the kids have been very receptive of it. Even the kids with the more experience have been okay helping out the inexperienced guys as well.
All right, so let's talk about what we'll see from your kids on the field offensively, kind of break down what we can expect to see Friday night.
Yeah, we run the I formation almost exclusively. We try to shorten games. That's the best way and best chance of us trying to win a game. And we run the ball a lot. We try to take all 40 seconds of that clock, so it's going to be a very slow, methodical effort from our stance, on the offensive side of the ball. And I know Montpelier, they like to throw the ball, and they're very good at it, got some nice athletes. So it's going to be tough for us to control the game clock, and, hopefully that'll help us in our favor if we can get some first downs, move the chains, and take another 2 to 3 minutes off the clock.
Defensively, talk to me about what you've seen from your kids on that side of the ball this season.
Defensively, that's probably where we struggle the most, just because, having all that inexperience, guys don't understand exactly to this point where everybody else is going to be at. And if you don't do that, sometimes you get caught trying to jump into a different gap, and, then you get exposed. Same thing in the defensive backfield. They're not sure where the safety is going to be at, so our corners sometimes are in the wrong position. So it's really, that's probably the tougher side of the ball, just because guys are so inexperienced. They're not sure, where they're always supposed to be at, and sometimes they make that mistake at the wrong time, and it ends up costing us. But, again, like I said before, the kids are giving a great effort. The more experienced guys are really doing a great job of trying to help them out. But as well as I, in the heat of the battle, sometimes, even though they know what to do, they kind of forget that, and they kind of jump into the wrong gap or cover the wrong area in pass coverage.
Jeremy, I know you'll have a great idea and a good scouting report on what Montpelier is going to do, but even at this point of the year, how much of it is worrying about what Montpelier is going to present to you as compared to worrying about what Vanlue needs to do to be successful?
Like you say, yeah, we got a good scouting report going into this game, like I feel like we do every week. But it's more the fact, we got to make sure we don't get too complex with it just because of our inexperience. And that's why each week, we kind of get a scouting report. Then we kind of, as the old cliches, give it a little kiss, keep it simple, stupid, So we try to get it to that point to where all of our guys can understand what the game plan is. And that way it makes it a lot easier for the guys to play a little bit faster if they're able to just go out there and play and not have to worry about, all the other certain variables that can go into a defensive game plan.
Well, Jeremy, appreciate the time more than you know. Wish you nothing but the best of luck Friday night and continued success for the rest of the season. Thanks for your time here today.
I appreciate that, and thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Vanlue head coach Jeremy Klepfer. It's our Brian Ford Lincoln conversation with the coach. Stay with us. More in a pregame show coming up.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at MidwestCommunity.org.
According to recent studies, pets are the greatest source of comfort to the bereaved. That's why Bentley and Oakley, the funeral dudes, two of the friendliest golden doodles you'll ever meet, are part of the Krill Funeral Service family. There's hard scientific data behind the reasons why this happens, but it all comes down to the fact that animals often bring out feelings of love. Ours for them, and what does appear to be theirs for us. All we know is that Bentley and Oakley seem to help some families cope with a very difficult time, and that's why they're here if you need them at the Krill Funeral Service in Bryan, Eden, and Edgerton.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb, back out here in Montpelier on homecoming night tonight. Congratulations to everybody part of the court and J.C. Altaffer, who is the homecoming queen this evening. Mike Bumb, let's dive in. Some thoughts on this one. First, the favorites, Montpelier. Favorites on paper, heavy favorites tonight against an undermanned, undersized Vanlue team. How do they come in here and take care of business and get to win number 5?
Get off to a fast start. I think big plays right from the beginning. You're the heavy favorite. When you're the heavy favorite, the last thing you want to do is let a team kind of hang around. So I think big plays right from the get-go. I'd look for Coach Robinson to dial something up deep right away in that first series, and hopefully Montpelier can connect on some big chunk plays or even one that takes to the house. And then after that, you want to get on, you just want to simply roll. You know that Vanlue's going to try to run the football, so what does that allow you to do is to stack the box with 8 and maybe even as many as 9 people in the box area committed to stopping the run. So big plays on offense, really crowd the line of scrimmage on defense, force Vanlue to throw, put them in third down and long situations.
Vanlue to have a hope and a dream tonight. Their thoughts.
I think they're going to have to get some turnovers, obviously. That's a great equalizer in any ball game. And again, control the clock. You're going to have to convert on third down situations. I don't think that they can get in the shootout, obviously, with Montpelier. So, like their coach said, that he wants to control clock and shorten the game as much as possible. And I would agree with him, that's probably their only shot. But again, turnovers are always the great equalizer.
Jackson Temple, a running back. He is a senior, 5'9", $160. He's their best player, does have some speed, had 100-plus yards rushing against Northwood a couple of weeks ago. Defensively, a lot of man looks, 5 down linemen. And by the way, get ready for a ton of onside kicks if they anytime they score or they're kicking off, it is onside until the game gets out of hand from what we've been able to watch and hear and understand about what they do.
Yeah, and you have limited amount of bodies, so you have limited amount of kids that can come onto the field and run down there the 40 yards down the field on kick team and make a play. So you're doing that. You're also trying to preserve your players, knowing that they're all playing both ways. And sometimes the special teams, which is a very important part, obviously, but sometimes that takes a back seat to a coach's strategy to win. So understandable. Again, when you've got guys that are playing linebacker and fullback, and then you're asking them to sprint down the field 30, 35 yards, that's a tall order.
Fackler Monument Company, keys to the game tonight. Mike Bumb, want to ask you also about what the injuries for Montpelier mean tonight and tonight only. No Nathan Rummel, no Brendan Friend. How do they compensate?
I think it's huge. Again, we talk about the lack of depth with Vanlue. Montpelier's not much better shape than what they are. Montpelier's only got 22 kids on their roster, and 2 starters are out tonight, and really high-performing starters, with Brendan Friend at the running back position and the outside linebacker position. And then Nate Rummel, I think he's their best defensive back, and last week made some big boy grabs that got them Montpelier back into the game. 2 really key players. Doesn't look like Brendan Friend's going to be able to come back this year. Still have high hopes that Nate Rummel is going to come back, and hopefully if you're a Locomotive fan, even if you don't necessarily need him tonight, you're going to need him against Northwood if you're going to have any chance to beat Northwood. So it's important to try to get him healthy. And again, Montpelier isn't a spoiled of riches either. Looking down there, they're depth situations that they've got to deal with as well.
Officials working the game tonight. Tri-State Vision Center have their eyes on the game. They are Eric Erickson, Eddie Norrells, Silas Hobbs, Faisal Crumby, and Al Radlinski, who will have their eyes on the game tonight. Vanlue to kick to Montpelier. We'll see that offense that has been dynamic in spots and consistently last week was their most dynamic offensive game in terms of who they did it against in that 35-34 loss.
A couple reasons why. Again, we talked about Nate Rummel and Austin Brink making some big catches. But I tell you what, Hayden Sharps, that's the best he's played all year, and he's settled in. He's going to be a real good one the more repetitions he gets under his belt.
And there's your onside kick that's gobbled up by Cam Smith and Montpelier. If they're able to recover these onside kicks, depending on how many happen, we knew that one was coming for sure, and then we'll see how many scores that Vanlue gets tonight. It would always be onside, but when Montpelier is able to get on it like they just did, they'll start their drive at the great field position, this one at their own 49-yard line. Hayden Sharps on the heels of his best game of his young career a week ago in that loss. Actually, it'll be at the 50-yard line. By the way, needs one passing touchdown tonight to set the single-season record held by Derek Lemon in Montpelier history. 5-wide look to start. Moving right to left, 3 receivers to the right and twins to the left, so an empty backfield here to begin this game. 3 down linemen, quick pop to the far side, Brink with the catch, 50, 45-40, gets outside, 35-30, 25-20, this one's coming back, it's a touchdown, but we're going to get an illegal block that will wipe away the score on the opening play of the game. It's a penalty that's resting the ball, actually there are a couple of flags down, one at the 35 and one at the 25, so we'll see where they enforce it from, but boy, that looked easy, maybe part because of the hold, but still, good play call, soft coverage, and utilizing that athleticism on the perimeter.
Yeah, Montpelier's got some pretty good wideouts. So it's going to be a matchup problem certainly tonight for Vanlue, and that time Hayden Sharps just made a nice routine little 10-yard stop route, I guess, if you will, or more of a screen pattern there, and Brink did the rest.
So it's a pass play, Foz, officially for 8 yards because the penalty brings it back to the 42-yard line. So it'll be one of those rare calls down and distance that you get to have a 1st and 2 for Montpelier at the 42 since it happened downfield. Again, empty look, trips to the left, twins to the right. Sharps gets the snap, throws the bubble to the near side to Smith. Catch at the 45-40, cut back 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. It didn't matter, no flags, and that TD pass for Hayden Sharps has just set the single-season record in Montpelier history. That's a 42-yard touchdown pass, Sharps to Smith.
Same exact play, going the opposite direction that time, just a little screen or stop route, well blocked by Montpelier out there, and they had more numbers, and Cam Smith just does a nice job of racing to the end zone.
And a good game here, potentially, to get Cam Smith back on track, kicking extra points and maybe rebuild his confidence. Missed a couple of big ones last week.
Been fantastic, catching the ball out of the backfield, been really good defensively, struggled a little bit last week kicking.
Jackson Staylor to hold, little juggle on the hold, the PAT on the way, and it is good. So the first drive took 1 play, actually 2 plays, and just 24 seconds. 7-0 Montpelier. Will be right back.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos!
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb back out here in Montpelier, Ohio at Hobie Krause Field on this final Friday of September as we see the 4-2 Locos against 1-5 Vanlue. And again, Hayden Sharps just set the single-season record in passing. By the way, he's 394 yards away from yards in a season record. And my partner sitting next to me is going to see a passing record fall at some time. Hayden needs 693 yards total for setting the career passing numbers, passing my good friend Mike Bumb. Eventually that's going to happen.
Yeah, he'll get it. Good for him. I hope he does. Hope he gets tonight.
Boy, that's a lot.
Doesn't mean
I mean, that's a 700-yard night.
Means something to somebody who's 16. Doesn't mean anything to me, so I'm happy you got it.
Cam Smith with the run-up and the kick, drifting back through the hands of Langton Miller. Langston Miller scoops it up near the 15, is able to battle his way out to about the 24. Ash Walls brought him down there, and Vanlue will have their first possession of the ball game at their own 24. Again, milking a lot of play clock. They'll bring that down certainly to single digits, if not all the way down to a second or two. They run the pro-con set. They have an I formation that you'll see out of all of this as the night continues.
I think the big thing Montpelier, what the coaching staff will be doing with this I set formation, which is kind of a throwback to the 90s and 80s, is have your linebackers follow that fullback. Fullback will take you to the ball.
Langston Miller is the quarterback. He is just a sophomore, part of the youth movement for the Vanlue Wildcats. Out of the straight I, there's the run for Jackson Temple, and Eli Fackler busted in and throws him for a yard loss on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. And this sets up as a monster potential game for Eli Fackler, Ash Walls, and that Montpelier defense.
Yeah, that defensive line has been really good. Really, the front seven's been very good for Montpelier. And, of course, Eli Fackler leads the way with that. And physically, he's just going to be very difficult for Vanlue to block tonight. And I don't think Vanlue's going to throw a whole lot, so Eli won't get to add to that sack record that he has. But I look for him to be in the backfield quite a bit.
About 5-6 passes a game is all Vanlue will do. And you see the play clock gets down at 7, at 6, at 5. I formation, receiver both ways. They'll give again to Jackson Temple, and he is stacked up at the line of scrimmage is where the near side official puts him down, but he may have lost another yard, and he did on the far side. So it'll be 3rd down and 12. Just underway if you're just joining us. Coming down on 10 minutes to play in the first quarter. This is our Week 7 matchup. Foz and I will be in Hicksville next week for Edgerton at Hicksville. We know in Week 9 we are heading to Ottawa Hills for the Montpelier matchup at Ottawa Hills, and we'll see Ottawa Hills back-to-back weeks as they'll finish the season here in Williams County at Eden in week number 10. That's how we finish the regular season. I formation on 3rd and 12, one receiver both ways. Miller's throw is too tall for Landon Saltzman. It was just going to be a quick screen and sails out of bounds, and it'll be a 3-and-out possession for the Vanlue Wildcats, unless they elect to go for it. Even on this deep of their territory, they have done that a lot.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they did that. I don't know what kind of kicking game they got, but, the whole idea is to kind of shorten the game, so going for it would surprise me. But look, got the feel of going for it, though, on the way they're huddling, don't they, Andy?
Nobody's drifting back, and there's nobody in punt formation. Quarterback is under center. This is a 4th and 12 from their own 23-yard line. Miller wants to throw. Gurrell coming with pressure over the middle. It is incomplete. Cooley almost picked it off, and they will give it up on downs, and it'll be Montpelier football. A Vanlue season that has a win. In Week 2, they defeated Millersport, scored a lot of points, 56-28. They have losses to North Baltimore, 48-14, Riverdale, 56-12, Northwood, 51-28, and last week lost to North Central, 48-16. Montpelier will take over, Montpelier will take over at the Vanlue 23-yard line with a 1st and 10. They only needed 2 plays to score last time. Montpelier goes empty again, 5 wide, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Sharps to throw, just another little bubble screen to the far side to Brink. He's at the 20, stutter step move, wrestled out of bounds on the far side. Good job defensively by Jacob Alkire, a 5'9" senior who ran him out of bounds after a pickup of about 5.
Again, that's a throw, believe it or not, that Sharps early in the season struggled with. So now he's kind of got that dialed in. I know it seems like a routine throw, but just throws a really good deep ball and a really good slant that struggled with that. And good to see him kind of get that dialed in.
Gain of 7 on that pass play as they go 5 wide again. Little stop route, and that one is underthrown, intended for Brink on the far sideline. So it'll be 3rd and 3. 9:38 to go, first quarter. 7-0 our score. Montpelier with the lead on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Patrick Henry Liberty Center playing in the game of the night. We had a source that's at that game tell us PH will be without Nash Meyer, their stud quarterback, who reportedly is on crutches tonight. So that'll make that climb even more uphill. They were already probably, I don't want to say huge favorites. They were an undefeated team, but certain favorites, or certain underdogs, I should say, against Liberty Center, and now that task even taller. Here's your 3rd and 3. Back to throw. Sharps wants the end zone. Got a wide open Smith, and he overthrew him. Incomplete, and it'll be 4th down in a certain go-for-it situation here for this Montpelier offense.
Little flag route there, and Cam Smith was open, just outstretched of his arms, just a little bit too far that time by Hayden Sharps.
And right on cue, Liberty Center up 7-0 over PH. Wayne Trace has a 7-0 lead on Antwerp in the early going of that one.
That'll be a good game tonight, I think.
Keep an eye on that game. So 4th and 3. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right, and 1 running back. Sharps the throw, the catch to Smith at the 10. Smith gets outside at the 5, and he strolls into the end zone for a touchdown. Sharps to Smith for a second time, this one covering 15 and a score.
Montpelier has yet to run the ball yet. I think probably what Coach Robinson is thinking is, we think we've got probably a better roster here tonight. Obviously, we're going to get up early by throwing the ball, and then when we got a nice, comfortable lead, then we'll focus on the run game.
Extra point attempt coming up. Out of the hold of Staylor. Here comes the run-up and the boot from Smith. It's on the way, and it is good. 9:22 to go, first quarter. Montpelier leading this one, 14-0.
Knocking Point Outfitters just got in some great ideas for hunting season: seed heaters and tree saddles. Stop by Knocking Point and try out both of these great items that are must-haves for your upcoming season. Not only can you use the seed heaters for hunting, they are also great for football games or any outdoor event in the cold. And while you're checking out the great items in the store, bring your bow and have it checked out early before opening day on September 30th. Like Knocking Point Outfitters and see all their upcoming events and great in-store items on Facebook. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb, a 14-0 start for Montpelier. That drive took 4 plays and went 23 yards. Sharps to Smith for a second time. First one, a 42-yard scoring strike. So Montpelier 4-2. Their games remaining are at Northwood, at Ottawa Hills, and then they get a matchup with Hilltop to finish the season right back here at Hobie Krause Field.
A lot to play for the Locomotives. Again, we talked about. Go ahead, sorry.
I think that trip, you and I talked a little bit. I think Montpelier is at least equal to, if not better this year, if they're healthy, than Northwood. I like them in that road matchup. I really do. I think this is the best time to get Northwood this year. This is Ken James' probably worst roster he's had in, 2 decades?
I think you're right. Again, a lot of Montpelier's going to get healthy. Of course, Northwood's going to want to run and power the football. Montpelier's front line is pretty good, so yeah, they got a real good chance.
Here's Miller, who scoops it up at the 23, now to the 25, and dives across the 30 to the 32 or 3-yard line, and that's where Vanlue will begin this possession.
Numbers so far for Hayden Sharps, Andy. He's 4 for 6 for 72 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Cam Smith, 42 yards and 15 yards.
Liberty Center 14, Patrick Henry nothing. Still in the first quarter.
Liberty Center's pretty good, aren't they?
They are pretty good.
God, they're physical. It's different there, isn't it? It's different.
It's a Vanlue possession here that will begin middle of the field near their own 33. Eden has jumped out on top of Northwood 7-0. Receiver right, receiver left, I tandem. It'll be the fullback who bulls his way across the 35 to the 36. That carry goes to Gregory Spears, a 5'10", 190-pound junior. Ash Walls, the stop. It'll be second down, and let's call it 7 for the first down.
Vanlue's got some big kids up front. They average about 220 pounds on the offensive line, and got a pretty good little push there.
Fairview, a 6-0 lead on Edgerton in the early going. Here, 14-0 Montpelier, 8:40 still to play in the first. Vanlue's second possession, they went 4 and out the first time, went for it deep in their own territory. Having another I formation. This will be straight I all night. One receiver usually each way, and a big hit by Gurrell in the backfield as he bangs into Temple. And Jackson Temple will lose yardage back to the 37-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 coming up. Good penetration by Grant Gurrell.
Yeah, he's had a real good season there at that defensive end / outside linebacker position where he'll go back into coverage sometimes and sometimes get on the line of scrimmage and rush the passer. And a lot of length there, and a good job of just kind of closing in on that long I offense where it takes a while for the back to get into the line of scrimmage, and Gurrell just came around on the outside there and made the play.
So 3rd down and 7. Vanlue moving left to right. Line of scrimmage, their own 37. Antwerp has taken an 8-7 lead on Wayne Trace after the score and 2-point try. Here is Temple fighting his way back to the line of scrimmage, stood up by a number of locomotive bodies. In the middle of all that, Carter Wade, Logan Pontius, take your pick. There's about 5 jerseys there, and now a 4th down again, and no sign of a punter. So this is a Vanlue team that onsides everything. They just go for everything. And this will be a 4th down and 6 snap coming up. A long 6 just outside the 37-yard line of Montpelier. A receiver both ways, I formation. Under center is Miller. And movement both ways. Who jumped first? I think it should be a false start.
Yeah, but listen, when you're up 14-0 and...
Nope, it's going to be an offsides against Montpelier.
Yeah, I think it's probably the wrong call. But listen, when you're up 14-0 and you're kind of outmatched your opponent, you don't get any of those 50-50 calls.
Yeah, you're probably right. You are probably right, my friend. So now it becomes a 4th and 1 in a very manageable situation here for Vanlue.
That's exactly what they want to do is, again, just kind of be methodical about it. Just keep the time of possession as best you can.
4th and 1 from their own 42. The line to gain is the 43. Boy, I think if you're Montpelier, you can certainly commit 9 to the box a lot of these times, if not 10, because they're all breaking through and getting a 1st down into Montpelier territory is that fullback, Gregory Spears. He's able to rumble for, 10?
Yeah, 8.
10.
Yeah, 10 you got.
Brink made the tackle, and the drive will continue. First down of the night for the Vanlue Wildcats.
Good hard run there by Spears. Again, broke initial contact and got into the secondary.
1st and 10 as they make their first trip. This will be their first snap in this opening quarter in Montpelier territory. Halfway through this first quarter, a 14-0 lead. Montpelier already in this one. They don't break the huddle till about 10, 11, 12 on the play clock. They're very well drilled in this to bring this thing all the way down. I formation, tight end to the left, receiver both ways, hit in the backfield. Good job penetrating that time and getting to Landon Saltzman is Eli Fackler.
That's his 3rd tackle that I've got him for tonight. And just kind of a tall task there for Vanlue, and Eli, again, a very good-looking athlete, very strong and fast. And we talked last week about his first step off the ball there, how quick it is, and it makes it very difficult for the offensive lineman to block him.
Loss of 1 for Saltzman, and it'll be 2nd down and 11 from the Montpelier 49.
We got Eli right now, this just on the nose guard, moving him around a little bit, it looks like.
Next snap will happen inside of the 5-minute mark left in this first quarter. One receiver both ways, and an I formation again. Miller under center. Play action, and he's going to boot and get outside and runs for about 3 to the 46-yard line before he's dropped there. So the gain of 3, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the 1st down. Jackson Staler made the tackle.
A little different style of football that Montpelier's been used to playing against here the last few weeks.
Boy, you don't see eyes very much anymore.
Not anymore. He did a lot in the 90s, and
Bryan, an early 6-0 lead. Actually, it's late in the first quarter, but 6-0 lead on Evergreen. Evergreen right now in a fight for a playoff spot, despite being 2-4. So not necessarily a gimme for Bryan tonight, but
Bryan,
favored.
They are, and Bryan can't play any D.
No. They've struggled all year on that end. Miller, a straight drop, throws under some pressure, up for grabs. It's tipped and falls harmlessly to the turf. The intended target was Jackson Temple. Smith was there, so was Wesley Hartsock, and now it'll be 4th down and 9. And obviously, we've seen them go for it on every 4th down. They'll do it here. This is even in plus territory for the first time they go for it. 4th and 9 at the 46, 3:56 left in the first. Montpelier out to a 14-0 lead. Late, actually, Langston Miller goes over to get the play call from head coach Jeremy Klepfer. Again, Vanlue, if you're wondering, if you didn't hear it in the pregame, they are a Hancock County school, so Findlay area. 4th and 8 from the 46, out of the eye. Miller to throw. Throws near side. It's caught at the 40, and fighting toward a first down is Jackson Temple, and he's near the sticks. Let's see. Depending on the spot, Montpelier thinks they've held him short. I thought I saw the far side official signal short, and they would take over on downs if he is. Will it require a measurement? It looks like no. They get the stop on downs.
It was a nice throw that time by Trey Miller to Jackson Temple.
And Montpelier gets it at their own 39-yard line for their 3rd possession after getting the defensive stop. Sharps will have Cooley in the backfield with him. Cooley, of course, taking over that starting role after the injury to Brennan Friend. 3 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Sharps gives to Cooley on the interior. 40, 45, 50. Jab step to the 45. Still on his feet, 40. Powering his way inside the 35 to the 34. Mike Bumb, he'll have 27 on the run and a first down.
Yeah, and Griff Cooley is going to be really good. Only a sophomore right now. Still hasn't filled out all the way, but you can tell he's got a frame that he's going to put on about 25, 30 pounds by the time he's a senior.
Tackle made by Miller in the secondary. Holgate leads Stryker in 8-man football, 14-0. Right on the ball is Montpelier. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver to the left. Cooley in the backfield on 1st and 10 at the 34. Sharps steps away from trouble, rolling to the right, fires downfield, got a man open and missed behind him and out of bounds. Wanted Brink. And it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing there. Then Braden Brink did the right thing by turning a little out route up into a wheel route because he ran out of real estate there, and Hayden Sharps just overthrew him.
So 2nd and 10, Montpelier at the Vanlue 34. Hash mark near side. 14-0, 3:15 to go in the first. This is the 3rd possession of the game for the Locos here in the first quarter.
And you mentioned it early, Andy, but Vanlue comes up with a 3-man front. Looks like it's about a 3-4 look. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers, and then 4 defensive backs.
Trips to the right. Single receiver to the left. That's Chavez Martin. Snap to Sharps. Gives inside. Here's Cooley. Cooley pounds his way to the 31. He'll pick up 3 before he is brought down by Bryce Wallen.
It's a great job by Bryce Wallen. Feeding off the block that time and making a nice play. Big kid. Number 58.
Wasion.
6'1", 280.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wasion. 10-0 lead on Delta in the NWOAL. Both those teams fighting for a playoff spot. Delta is on the tail end of the top 16.
Not bad.
We'll talk more about that. Obviously, the bigger games for the Indians still to come.
Tenora and Ayersville tonight.
Tenora, Ayersville, yep.
One of the greatest small school rivalries in the area.
Here's 3rd and 7. Sharps wants to throw. Got the seam route, and he's got a touchdown, finding Cooley, who got behind the defender, Landon Saltzman. It's the 3rd TD pass of the quarter, end of the night here for Hayden Sharps. That one covering 32 yards, Foz.
Yeah, and that was Cooley right there out of the slot position, just right down the seam area. And Sharps put it on the money.
Smith 2 for 2. End of 1, Defiance and Elida. That's an upper echelon WBL team. Everybody chasing Salina this year, but it's a scoreless game in the Battle of Bulldogs, Defiance and Elida. Staylor did a good job getting that snap down. Extra point is good. 21-0 Montpelier, back in 60 seconds. Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
If you've been thinking about a remodeling project for your home or business, Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley should be your first choice. Thiel Supply Center in Blakesley and not only has all the lumber for that project, they also have all the building supplies you'll need, along with everything you need for the project, including the cabinetry, plus the expertise to help make your home even more beautiful. It's all at Thiel Supply Center, located in Blakesley. Thiel Supply Center, wishing good luck to all the players in tonight's game.
21-0, still 2:26 left in the quarter. Montpelier with the lead, about ready to slide into that Wayne Trace Antwerp score. Trace has regained the lead over Antwerp, 13-8. Liberty Center now 21-0 over Patrick Henry. That was a battle of undefeateds coming into tonight.
Yeah, Liberty Center, I think, is showing that their heads and tails better than everybody else in the NWL.
Be a fun team to watch in arguably the most difficult region in the state, regardless of division. I know you can throw Division I. They're probably more talent in D1, but you look at what D5 Region 18 brings. Wow, that is power-packed.
Pound for pound.
Here's Miller with a catch at the 20 for Vanlue. Straight ahead, 25. Now trying to go side to side, being chased far side by Martin and also Carter Waterston, and ushered out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So Vanlue will get their third possession of the night in a 21-0 hole. Actually said he stepped out of bounds, near the 30. Bryan 14, Evergreen nothing. 10 and change to play in the second quarter there. Here we have 2:14 left in the first in a 21-0 game. Unless Vanlue turns it over, you figure they're going to have the ball at least to end the quarter here the way they operate offensively. I formation, receiver both ways. We've seen a couple of pass plays, turn and give. This is Spears, the fullback, now backing and fighting his way to the 35-yard line before he's brought down by both tacklers, Landon and Eli. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's a good 5-yard pickup. Spears can turn in his body and just keeps his feet churning.
2nd and 5, Vanlue from their own 35. By the way, that Liberty PH game, pretty much right around where we are at right now, right around 2 minutes to go in the first. We're inside of a minute and a half to go in the first quarter of play here. 2nd and 5, Wildcats at their own 35. Out of the eye again, Miller under center. Miller gives to Spears. He'll be thrown forward on the play, get about 2 or 3. Brought down by Landon Fackler again. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd down and about 3.5. Yeah, it was Eli.
3rd down and 3 to go for the first down. Ball at the 37-yard line. Montpelier's, or Vanlue's own 37. Receiver right, receiver left. And an I formation. Miller under center. Miller turns and gives. Running off the left is Saltzman. And Saltzman's going to have the first down as he stretches across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Pontius got fingers on him back at the line of scrimmage.
Nice little stretch running play there off the tackle, away from the tight end that time. And Saltzman did a good job of kicking it out and breaking one tackle and getting about a 7-yard gain.
It was 7 out to the 43. Time for one more snap here in the opening quarter of play. About a 10-second or so, 12-second difference on play to game clock. 21-0 Montpelier. Out of the eye, give to Saltzman again. Saltzman is stood up in the hole, and the progress says back to the line of scrimmage. Logan Pontius the tackle, and that'll be the final snap of the opening quarter of play. Good start for Montpelier. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns, and in control here at home on homecoming night. 21-0 Locos on the Andres O'Neill & Lowe scoreboard. We'll be back in just a moment.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
For all of your insurance needs, see Denny Gehrig or Elaine Hake at Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency, East Main Street in Montpelier. Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency offers home, auto, business, and farm insurance, plus financial responsibility bonds are available. Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency wants to salute and congratulate all of the area athletes for their time and commitment. Good luck to all the athletes. From Gehrig's All-Star Insurance Agency, East Main Street, Montpelier. Got a GMC update as we bring you back here to Montpelier. Hicksville, an 8-0 lead on Paulding. Paulding's been one of the good early season surprises of the year.
It's been one of the 2 best stories, I think, in our area. Defiance being number 1, Paulding being number 2, in my opinion.
2nd down and 10 for Vanlue.
And maybe the Locomotives being number 3.
Hey, Montpelier's in that discussion for sure. 5-2 start. Or 4-2 start, trying to get to 5-2 for the first time since 2016. That'll be Saltzman on a gain of about a yard, maybe. So it'll be 3rd and 9 coming up. It's been all Montpelier. Sharps to Smith a couple of times for TD passes. 42 and 15, and then 1 to Cooley for 32 yards on a seam route. By the way, it's 8-6 now. Hicksville leading Paulding. 8-6 the score in that one. Hicksville with just 1 win. We'll see them next week as they'll host Edgerton. Battle of potentially one-win teams. Edgerton playing Fairview tonight. I formation, 3rd and 9, Vanlue from their own 44. Miller back, throws, far side, and it is in and out of the hands. Hartsock had coverage of Jackson Temple. Boy, Vanlue does anything and everything they can to get Temple the football. We knew coming in he was their best player. So that makes sense to try to get number 1 the ball and get him involved as much as possible.
Sure do. And again, they'll split him out. They'll put him in the backfield. And again, you got to get your playmakers the ball as much as you can.
Carson Aldham, a 71-yard TD pass. They go for 2 and get it again. It's Antwerp 16 and Wayne Trace 13. That has the makings of maybe a back and forth, Foz.
I think so.
4th and 9 for Vanlue at their own 44. We don't even know if they carry a punter or a kicker. Well, they have somebody kicking off, but a place kicker, because they have gone for it every time. We knew that coming in. When they get a chance to kick, it's always onside. It's a 4th and 9 here. Miller with a straight drop. Miller wants to throw the go route, and he threw it to no man's land. Montpelier had the closest man. Temple was the target. And again, Montpelier forces to Vanlue to give it up on downs.
Wesley Hartsock out there in coverage, and he's going to be he's only a freshman. Got long arms that you'd love to have for a cornerback here. Again, body's a little bit immature, but he's only a baby. He's only a freshman, and he'll end up becoming quite a physical specimen, I think, as the years go on. Got all the physical attributes.
This is a Montpelier possession that will start at the 44-yard line of Vanlue. Sharps will have Cooley in the backfield with him. Trips to the short side. That's the right of the formation. 1 receiver to the left. That is Gurrell. On 1st and 10 at the 44. Vanlue shows blitz. Sharps fires near side. It's Brink, 40. Brink, 35. And Brink out of bounds inside the 35. Let's see. It'll be marked at the 33, so it's gain of 10, and it'll move the chains. 1st and 10 Locos.
And that's Braden Brink's 3rd catch tonight for 25 yards. Hayden Sharps has thrown the ball now 9 times. He's completed, Andy, 5 of those for 114 yards.
Alkire pushed him out, but wait, we missed a flag. So take that away, Mike.
Yeah,
it's a penalty marker on Montpelier. We didn't see the signal, but it looked like now maybe it's in the area of holding.
No, I never saw the flag either.
They'll bring the ball back to the 46-yard line, so it will be 1st and 20 for this Montpelier offense. 21-0, Eden pounding Northwood early in the second.
Well, that's a good sign there for the Locomotives, too.
So 1st and 20 from their own 46. Sharp, same formation. Wants to fire the out route to the far side. Gurrell with a catch. 45 of Vanlue. Little jitterbug move to the 40. 35-30 and lassoed out of bounds there at the 28-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 26, Mike.
It's a good job. Big target there in Gurrell, who's playing a little bit more offense this week with the injury to Rummel. And good job of just getting him to the ball there. Big wingspan that he has. Andy, I was zeroing in on the right tackle, Johnny Fritsch, that time. Getting some opportunities this week, too. And a great job there pass blocking.
1st and 10, Montpelier at the 28 of Vanlue. 10.5 to go, first half. 21-0 Locos, and on the move again. Trying to get to 5-2 for the first time since 2016. Cooley in the backfield, joining Sharps. 2 receivers go left. One of them comes in motion to the near side. That is Smith. The give is to Cooley. Cooley at the 30, 25, 20, dragged down inside the 20 at about the 16. So counted off at 12 on that run. Jonas Coron with the tackle.
I think Griff Cooley certainly is the future in the backfield for the Locomotives going forward. Getting more reps, obviously, this week with the injury of Brennan Friend.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line of Vanlue. Trips go to the left. 1 receiver to the right. Cooley in the backfield on the 1st and 10 at the 16. Throw to over the middle. It's picked off. Intercepted. This could go. Miller is going to be brought down near midfield. Good hustle play by Sharps as Miller made the pick, the step in front, and stole it away to get a turnover.
Yeah, really good break that time by Miller. Hayden maybe was zeroed in too much on one receiver that time, and Miller reading the quarterback's eyes, cut in front of him, and you're right, boy, that was one play, one step away from going the distance for a score that time. Hayden Sharps tracked him down.
Paulding leading Hicksville 14-8 now, and Archibald routing winless Swanton 35-0. Streaks with the lead.
About time for Swanton to get out of the NWL.
Yeah. There were whispers it was in the works the last couple of years.
And then the old guard doesn't want to do it, but I think it's time.
The old guard needs to step aside and realize this is reality. It's 2023, not 1983. Yeah. Right? Gain of 2.
Yeah.
2nd down and 8. Spears getting that carry. And that's a proud, I get it. Montpelier had the old guard here that kind of fought the NWAL forever, and now it moved to the TAC, and the BBC has been as good as gold.
It's the same thing, yeah.
You know what? Hey, there was a movie that was made a few years ago, Frozen, that had a song, Let It Go. Just let it go, Swanton, and move on.
Things aren't the same as they were 20, 30 years ago.
No.
And they may not be the same 20, 30 years from now.
No.
But, you got to worry about the here and now. I like that. Let it go, by the way.
Right here. Or if you prefer a deeper reference, I'll go with the Bob Seger and turn the page.
Gosh,
how about that?
You are powerful.
2nd down and 7. I formation from their own 47. Too much time. They want to milk the play clock, and every once in a while this happens.
Love the strategy. Again, the game plan that Vanlue has, I think, is the right game plan. And, again, I want to say it, and I'm going to say it more. And you know what? I don't care. You need to give Vanlue,
100%,
all of us who's
agree.
listening out there, nothing but respect. We will not say anything negative about these kids. They've got a school that has 32 boys walking their hallways in 9 through 12, and they're still playing 11-man football, and they know they're outmanned most weeks, and guess what? They're still competing, and that, in my opinion, deserves a lot of respect.
100% agree. You find a way to strap it up, play 11-man football with these numbers, and get bodies out.
It ain't easy playing football, man.
Tip of the hat.
Easy.
2nd and a dozen here for Vanlue out of the I formation. It'll be Miller on the keep, trying to get to the outside. Got the edge across the 45 to the 46. Pickup of 3. That's Grant Gurrell with a tackle, so it'll be 3rd and long. Evergreen's on the board. About 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's 14-7, Bryan leading Evergreen. 28-0 now, Liberty Center over Patrick Henry. That rivalry game. And if that is the case, 100% certainty that Ash Meyer, what we were told, is out. I mean, that is just a shame because you don't want to see Patrick Henry or anybody go against Liberty. You want everybody to be at full strength. Liberty Center is good enough to beat you when you're full strength, but that is like fighting with one arm behind your back when you're without your starter. And he's good. 3rd and 9. Miller gives to the tailback. And that is Temple on the run. He's close to midfield. He gets to the 49. Be short of the first down as Ash Walls brought him down there. And here comes another 4th down.
Sure. Jackson Temple's carried the ball 6 times already tonight for the Wildcats.
Fourth and 6 from their own 49. 7:25 left in the half. 21-0 Montpelier.
Not much over the middle that we've seen by the Wildcats. It's all been either stop routes or kind of like takeoff routes there out of the pro set.
Receiver going to the right, receiver to the left. I formation. 4th and 7 at the 49. Play clock at 5. There's the snap. The give to the fullback, Spears. And he's going to get maybe 3 or 4, but have enough for the first down. Eli Fackler brought him down, and they'll turn it over on downs. That was about 3 yards short of the first down. So Montpelier takes over 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
1st and 10 from their own 48.
With 6:57 remaining in this first half of play.
It's a situation tonight, too, Montpelier. Maybe didn't have numbers for a JV team to try to shuffle in some of those kids and get them some time.
Sharps goes 5 wide. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Little screen to Smith, far side. Has a lot of room. He's at midfield. 45, nobody near him. 40, 35, explodes. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! 52 yards, and Sharps has his 4th TD pass of the night and the 3rd to Cam Smith.
Yeah, just simply a little screen there that time, and well blocked by Montpelier, and Cam Smith shows his speed and just runs right by the defenders.
42, 15, and 52 for the Smith receiving touchdowns tonight. The 4th touchdown pass was to Cooley of 32 yards.
Cam Smith's 3rd catch, and he has 3 touchdowns. So all 3 of his catches went for touchdowns, 99 yards in the air.
And he's trying to make it 4 for 4 on PATs, and he's able to punch that one through. 6:48 left in this, or 6:45 left in the first half. 28-0 Montpelier on B-Rock Sports.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a 3rd-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Andy Brigle, Mike Bumb, happy to have you with us here for week number 7 of high school football. Absolutely spectacular night tonight. Just that calm fall evening. I mean, it felt a little bit like summer today, but that's the beauty of September weather, isn't it? You get those temperatures in the 70s, and then at night, feels a little bit like we still got a whisper of summer.
Little kiss.
And then,
a
little summer kiss, that's right. And then you get a fall evening, and this is just gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful homecoming crowd as well. Smith's kick to the near side. Miller on the return. From the 23 to the 30. Flips one to the 40. Look out, 50. Only Smith can catch Miller. And Miller will be brought down at the 21-yard line. Miller has been the best athlete tonight for Vanlue.
Well, he sure has. He's got the interception there, and that time he darn near takes the kickoff back if Cam Smith doesn't make a big play there. 2 big plays by Miller.
And this is a Vanlue possession that will start at the Montpelier 20.
Yeah.
With still 6.5 to play in this first half. So first down and 10. Edgerton on top of Fairview, 14-6 in the second quarter. Been the first time in a while that Edgerton's had a lead. And Montpelier among the big Edgerton fans because those points would help Montpelier in the computers.
Some winnable games coming up for Edgerton now, and one of them's tonight.
Yep, tonight, and the game we'll see next week against Hicksville. That's winnable.
Yep.
Holgate now leading Stryker in 8-man, 22-0. Timeout, Montpelier. 6:33 left in the half. 28-0, Montpelier. Vanlue with their biggest threat of the night. It'll be first down for them when we come back.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
Welcome back to Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. 28-0 here. Paulding's extended to a 20-8 lead now over Hicksville. Yeah, we'll get into some playoff scenarios at halftime.
Hey, how about Paulding this year? Again, I think it's the first or second best story in Northwest Ohio, Defiance being the other one. Team that's been, I don't want to say historically, but the last 30 years been struggling, Paulding, and this year putting something together here and really in the playoff hunt now.
Yep, sure are. Vanlue with a 1st and 10 just inside the Montpelier 20. Best starting field position, deepest penetration of the night out of the eye. Miller gives to Spears, who moves the pile for about 3 or 4. Wasion now leads 17-0 on Delta. That will be a gain of 4. So it'll be 2nd down and 6 from the 16.
Spears just kind of getting there, giving the ball real quick on a quick little fullback dive, and big offensive line. Vanlue's got some size up front. They're averaging about 220 on the offensive line.
Carter Wade comes back in on a defensive line rotation for Montpelier. Call it officially 2nd and 7 from the 17 of Montpelier. 4 downs to get this first down, or touchdown, 3 downs now. They utilize all 4 downs. Vanlue does not punt. 2nd and 7. Out of the eye and a receiver both ways. There's the give to Spears, who lined up as the eye back, and maybe a yard, maybe. It'll be 3rd down and 7 from the 17.
Logan Pontius that time, really good sophomore from Montpelier.
Elida has recovered a Defiance fumble. Elida now trying to get on the board, but 2:27 left in the first half. Defiance is up 6-0 in that one. Defiance still gets Salina on their schedule. And by the way, 4 of the 5 Defiance games here in the second half of the schedule, road games. They were heavy at home in the first part of the schedule.
And those are some trips in the WBL.
Sure are. I mean, you're not going Pillier to Eden and Eden to Pillier. I mean, those are deep trips, my friend. 3rd down and 8 from the 18. Out of the eye, Miller gives it Spears off the left side. Spears dragging tacklers down to the 12. He'll have 6, and he'll be a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Spears carried the ball 8 times. He's been the workhorse for the Wildcats. He's got 36 yards on the ground.
Jackson Staler got a piece of the tackle. So now 4th and a long 2, maybe close to 3 here. 4.5 to go in the first half. 28-0 Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard, trying to deny the Vanlue Wildcats again. $12 on the play clock. They break huddles usually around 10, although the quarterback is still on the far side, and Jeremy Klepfer is just going to bring this all the way down and burn a timeout.
I think what he's wanting to do is obviously convert here and have a chance to score, but more importantly, leave very limited amount of time for Montpelier once they get the ball back.
4 minutes exactly remaining in the first half. 28-zip Montpelier, a 4th and 3 when we come back. Veland Chase wishes local high school sports teams a successful season. As one of the leading brass suppliers in the United States, Veland Chase manufactures brass rods, forgings, ingots, and water armor plumbing fittings at the 2 plants located in Holiday City. To learn more about products and job opportunities, visit brassjobs.com. Chase a brighter future with Veland Chase. 4th down and 3. Well, we know Vanlue, there are no secrets. They're they're a receiver both ways. So now and they run what I would say safely, maybe 5-6 plays pretty consistently tonight. And see what Montpelier dials up here. Do you come with a little pressure on 4th and 3, or you just play it straight?
I don't know if you need to come with pressure. I think you play it straight. Just load the box up and have more bodies in there than what Vanlue can block, and read the fullback. The fullback will take you to the ball.
4th and 3. Vanlue breaking that huddle with one each way, one receiver. Offensive lineman is lining up as the fullback. Spears is the I-back. And it'll be the fullback who gets it, the offensive lineman, and he's going to have a first down. Bryce Wallen lined up at fullback and muscles his way to the 7. He got 5, and that'll move the chains. Give the big fella a little sugar, Foz.
Sure. You're going to block for us all night, we'll give you the ball. We'll give you a little candy.
1st and goal at the 7.
Ran pretty hard that time, too.
Boy, he did. 3:40 to go here in the opening half of play. A 28-0 Montpelier lead. Hicksville has answered the Paulding touchdown as Paulding had that lead. They still have it, but it's now 20-15. Paulding leading Hicksville. 1st and goal, Vanlue at the 7. Wallen remains in the backfield at the fullback spot. The I-back is Spears. It's Wallen again and went to the ball came free, and who has it? I think through all that pile of humanity, Vanlue ended up with maybe a little positive yardage.
The ball kind of squirted out there, and
they got it back at the 6.
Got it back with
gain of 1.
Gain of 1, yeah.
I guess Wallen gets that yard. So 2nd and goal from the 6. Under 3 to go. 49-0. Archibald leading Swanton. Not even halfway through the second quarter of that NWOAL mismatch.
I think Arch, I know they got routed by Liberty, but I just think they can go deep into the playoffs. I really do. And as I do Liberty Center.
And now an official's timeout, I believe, has been taken with 2:42 left in the half. 2nd and goal for Vanlue at the 6 of Montpelier. Liberty Center 34. Patrick Henry, nothing. Just under 5 minutes left in the first half there. They'll come back to a huddle because they reset the play clock, rolled the game clock, so more time to chew off, more opportunity to chew off time here. 2nd and goal, Vanlue at the 6.
You wonder if Montpelier will start using their timeouts too.
Wallen the fullback. Spears is the I-back. Spears gets the carry off the right side. Spears fighting and diving toward the end zone is short. Got to about the 2, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 2. As we're going to go under 2 to go in the first half. Remember, Vanlue gets the football to start the second half. Overmatched, undermanned, but they
still compete.
Have tremendous work ethic, and they compete. Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head, and they deserve our respect. 28-0, 3rd and goal at the 2. They'll send a receiver both ways. Miller under center, Wallen is the fullback, and Vanlue wants another timeout. We'll stay here with a $1:36. A $1:36 to play here in the first half of football. If you're just joining us, Hayden Sharp's 4 TD passes. By the way, if he gets number 5, he would tie the single game record, we're told. 5 in a night held by Derek Lemon. and John Bullis. They are co-leaders of that record, but Sharps has hit Smith 3 times tonight. Cam Smith of 42 yards, 52 yards, and 15 yards. The 4th touchdown pass is to Bryce Cooley on a seam route for 32 yards. Montpelier 4-2. Vanlue is 1-5. Sharps' first touchdown pass also set the single-season record. So every TD pass he throws now, he'll add to the single-season record. He broke the record held by Derek Lemon. I'm sitting next to Montpelier's finest quarterback in school history. Derek Lemon was good. John Bullis was good. They were on some good Montpelier teams. You were on great Montpelier teams in your time. And Hayden Sharp's just a sophomore playing in this. Could you imagine playing in this offense when you were in high school?
Been a lot of fun.
We
didn't throw the ball as much.
Oh. Out of the 3rd and goal, hit and thrown for a loss as Eli Fackler was able to knife through and get Spears for a loss.
Yeah, big play there. Doesn't look like Montpelier's going to call timeout. And thought maybe they would just to try to punch in another one. Don't know that it would really prove anything, Andy, other than maybe work on some 2-minute offense. But looks like they're going to be content right here to get a stop and go into the locker room.
4th and goal from the 5. By the way, Bryan and Evergreen have reached intermission. 21-7 Bears.
Bears playing a little bit better defense this week.
So let's see what Vanlue elects to do here. They do have 1 timeout remaining. They may I think they're going to bring this all the way down and take a timeout again with 1 on the play clock.
Yeah, the only problem with that is if they get it here. Well, no, there's this 4th and goal, isn't it? So it doesn't matter. It's good strategy.
And that will be stopped now. 38 seconds remaining in the first half. By the way, it gives us a chance to tell you you're listening to high school football on WBNO FM in Bryan. So glad you could spend some of your night with us. We're at Hobie Krause Field on homecoming night. Locos in charge, up 28-0, well on their way to a 5th win. Remember, they won 3 last year under Andy Robinson in his first year. Where do you think Andy Robinson has improved the most as a head coach this year from 1 to 2? Year 1 to year 2.
Better players.
Well,
how about that?
Yeah, that's
at quarterback. They can
Jimmy's and Joe's make a difference, don't they?
You know, Steve Branshaw's an outstanding defensive coordinator and offensive line coach. He's got 8 seniors, all of them good. Montpelier's got, like I said, their front line, meaning they're starting, 12, 13 kids that rotate are good. They just don't have any depth. So he's got some good parts this year, got some athletes on the perimeter that allow him to run a quarterback-driven offense where if you don't have a quarterback who can make the throws, it can look bad in a hurry. And Sharps has done a nice job with that. So simply that, better players this year.
So 4th and goal, Vanlue at the 5. They are out of timeouts. 38 seconds remaining in the first half, and Montpelier up 28-0. It'll be an I with Wallen and Spears in the backfield. Miller under center, receiver both ways. Montpelier creeping to the line of scrimmage. It'll be Spears off the right side, and Cooley buried him outside the 5, back at about the 7 or 8, and they'll be denied on a 1st and goal, and then 2nd, 3rd, and finally 4th and goal, kept out of the end zone.
Yeah, Griff Cooley came in there on a blitz from the outside linebacking area there that time. He plays on the other side of where Garrell does, 2 really good defensive in/outside backers. And Cooley really laid the wood to him that time.
And an injured.
Yeah, I don't like to see that with anybody, especially with a team that's limited numbers like Vanlue, so hopefully he's okay.
An injured Cat down on the play. By the way, Liberty now leads 41-0 over Patrick Henry with 4 minutes left in the first half of play there.
That'll hurt the ego when you're an undefeated team and that rivalry between Patrick Henry and by the way. Game of the year, man. Not that hard.
Unfortunately, Foz, our radio signal dropped for a little bit, so nobody got to hear your rant.
Oh, okay.
Week 10 is where you want that game.
My yearly rant that I do. These leagues have got to start honoring these conference, these rivalry games. Tenora and Ayersville should be Week 10. Liberty Center and PH should be Week 10. Wausau and Archibald should be Week 10.
You don't want to hear the argument of rotating schedules.
I don't want to hear the argument of rotating schedules. You can rotate the schedules and leave those games alone, and I just don't know why. I don't know if it's just apathy or what the reason is, but preserve those rivalries. Not every school's got a real rival, you know what I mean? And the ones that do, honor them a little bit.
So this is a Montpelier possession, starts at their own 7. See how aggressive they are in the shadow of their own end zone. First down is key. They do have 2 timeouts left in 34 seconds. They have had hit on some big plays tonight.
A little confusion there as Wesley Hartsock was going to come on.
Antwerp now leads Wayne Trace 24-13. The give on the inside to Cooley, follows his blockers, crosses the 15 out to about the 17-yard line.
Doesn't look like Montpelier's is really interested in scoring again, and probably the sportsman thing to do.
Yep.
Although you and I would be okay with that 35 points for a running clock.
But that is, in fact, how the first half will come to an end. Dominant first half for Montpelier, as this is the only stop. I beg your pardon. They threw an INT, and now the half will stop them. Every other possession ended in points. We go to the locker room, and our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime report. Halftime score 28-0. Montpelier in front. We'll take a break and come back and take a look at the first half numbers on B-Rock Sports.
Looking to earn good money in a great work atmosphere? Come join the team at 2020 Custom Molded Plastics in Holiday City. They're now looking for full-time and part-time production operators, and they have schedules that fit everyone. Earn $500 monthly for perfect attendance, refer a friend, and get a $500 referral bonus. No mandated overtime, clean environment, and full benefits at 30 days. Apply online today at 2020cmp.com, then stop in Monday through Friday from 9 to 4 for open interviews on Selwyn Drive in Holiday City.
This spring, pick your power. Steel fuel-powered equipment delivers proven performance and efficiency, and the Steel Lightning battery system delivers the power to do more on a single charge. Get the all-new BGA 45 battery-powered blower for just $129.95, or pick the popular MS-170 chainsaw for just $179.95. Pick your power, and then pick up a Steel. All prices BES SRP at participating retailers.
See Black Swamp Equipment or go to blackswampequipment.net.
Camco Industries, with facilities located in West Unity, Ohio and Morenci, Michigan, has openings on all 3 shifts for production and assembly operators. We manufacture interior plastic products for the automotive industry. As an operator, you will be required to visually inspect, trim, assemble, and pack parts, as well as label containers. You must be able to pass an entry-level test and a substance abuse test. Camco also has openings for shipping associates, material handlers, and production leads. Camco offers a complete benefit package along with a bonus for the successful completion of probationary status, an attendance bonus, and a referral bonus. If you would like to join our team, please complete an application online at www.kumi-na.com or in person at Camco, 1001 East Jackson Street, West Unity, Ohio, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. All rehires will be considered for employment.
Halftime at Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. Let's take a look at the first half numbers. We start with a recap of the first half scoring. Montpelier took the opening kickoff and got it at midfield after Vanlue went onside. In case you're just joining us, when they do kick off, they kick onside pretty much all the time. And Montpelier got the ball at midfield, needed only 2 plays, scored on the first play, had it called back because of a penalty, but then scored on the second play. Hayden Sharps to Cam Smith covering 42 yards. The PAT was good. It made it 7-0. That TD pass by Hayden Sharps set the single-season record in Montpelier school history, passing Derek Lemon with 12. Vanlue went 4 and out. We say 4 and out because they have not punted. They go for it on 4th down. Montpelier would get it at the Vanlue 23. 4 plays later would be in the end zone again. Sharps to Smith, 15 yards, and it was 14-0. Vanlue would give it up on downs after having it 8 plays. Montpelier would start at their own 39, need just 5 plays to go 61 yards. And Sharps hit on his 3rd TD pass of the night. This one to Griffin Cooley. That went 32 yards for the score, and it was 21-0. Vanlue would give it up on downs again. Montpelier would have it in plus territory, but Sharps would throw an interception to give Vanlue the ball back. They would give it up on downs, allowing Montpelier to score their fourth and final touchdown of the first half. A Sharps 52-yard TD pass to Smith that took only one play to go the 52 yards, and it was 28-0. Vanlue would get a goal-to-go situation, but denied from scoring, and then Montpelier would basically just run the ball once, and that would kill the clock for the first half and a 28-0 lead. Let's see how the statistics look like in the first half. And by the way, I see up on your, want to just give you a quick correction here as you read it. Langston Miller is the young man who is going to be the quarterback that will be mentioned in that first half who played well. So Go ahead, Mike Bumb.
Langston Miller tonight was 1 for 5, throwing the football for 9 yards, rushing the football. Jackson Temple carried the ball 6 times. Didn't have any yards there, all been negative yards, but the workhorse was Gregory Spears tonight, who's carried the ball 9 times so far for 39 yards for the Vanlue Wildcats. Vanlue has 9 yards in the air. They have 54 yards on the ground for a total of 63 yards here in the first half. Don't have any points yet. Haven't turned the ball over yet, though, for the Vanlue Wildcats. Montpelier, on the other hand, been a little bit different story. Hayden Sharp's been outstanding again, 8 for 11, most of them short intermediate route passes, and the Montpelier wide receivers have done the rest. Hayden's got 4 touchdowns, 3 of them to Cam Smith, and 1 of them to Griff Cooley out of the backfield. Montpelier has 184 yards throwing the football. Receiving for the Locomotives, Cam Smith caught the ball 3 times and 3 touchdowns for 99 yards so far. Braden Brinks caught the ball 2 times for 15 yards. Grant Garrell caught the ball. He got into the action 1 time for 26 yards. And Griff Cooley, as I said, had 1 touchdown catch. He's also caught the ball another time for 2 catches for 44 yards, 184 yards in the air. The Locomotives rushing the football only ran the ball 2 times all that first half. I think we'll see more rushing attack the second half, and it was both by Griff Cooley, who's carried the ball 2 times for 30 yards. Locomotives have a total of 214 yards of offense.
And all of that leading to a 28-0 Montpelier lead here at the break. We'll step aside. Our main stops of Northwest Ohio halftime report rolls on. Ben Murray will join us with a score updates around the area when we come back.
Hi, this is Mackenzie Now with Andrews O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency. Having a winning tradition for over 100 years is a big deal for any team. As our team at Andrews O'Neill & Lowe Insurance Agency celebrates this milestone, we know success does not happen by accident. It takes great teammates and partners like Central Insurance. By dedicating ourselves to the community, our clients, and each other, Andrews O'Neill & Lowe has consistently risen above the rest in protecting your family, assets, and businesses. Thank you to all who have played a role in this 100-year journey. Learn more at andrewsoneillandlowe.com.
When you're in need of a new appliance, go to your local appliance dealer, Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, and take it home today. They carry hundreds of new, used, and scratch and dent appliances in stock, and they carry the brands you need: Speed Queen, Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Amana, and GE to take home right now with you. Then when you have something wrong in years to come, Direct Link will also service everything. No need to call that 800 number and talk to someone you don't know. Just call Direct Link at 419-636-4541, and they'll be out to fix it for you, whether it's under warranty or not. Direct Link Appliance and Hardware in Bryan, your local appliance dealer.
Your friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
With a halftime score check of your Week 7 high school football scores brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio, always open when you need them, the main stops of Northwest Ohio. I'm Ben Murray reporting. In our broadcast game from Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier with our own Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb, Montpelier is up over Vanlue 28-0, your halftime score in that one. Ottawa Hills is leading Hilltop 26-0. Holgate is up over Stryker 40-6 in 8-man football. In the WBL, Elida is up over Defiance 7-6. In our sister station broadcast on the Q96.5 FM with Dave Brobston, Bryan is up over Evergreen 21-0. Liberty Center is bombing Patrick Henry 41-0. Archbald is also bombing Swanton 49-0. In the NWOAL, Wauseon is bombing Delta 24-0. Edgerton is leading Fairview 21-14. Tenora is over Ayersville 7-0. Antwerp over Wayne Trace 24-13. It is Napoleon over Bowser 28-6 at halftime. And Columbus Grove is leading Lipstick 14-7, your halftime scorer in that one. And also at halftime, Ottawa Glandorf and Van Wert, are tied at 14 apiece. This has been a check of your Week 7 halftime football scoreboard, brought to you by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. Always open when you need them, the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio. I will send it back out to Andy Brigle and Mike Bumb at Hobie Cross Field in Montpelier. After these messages on B-Rock Sports, I'm Ben Murray. Stay with us.
I'm Paul Rohrig Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial. We invite you to visit us as a part of your pre-planning. By talking to us now, there's no stress or high pressure, just a friendly conversation to get you started. Our specialty is creating custom memorials with a variety of colors, shapes, and sizes. You can go online to facklermonument.com to see what we have to offer. Come out and see us at the Hillsdale County Fair. Save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial.
Continuing the family tradition, the Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
For those last-minute outdoor projects, Donaldson's Ace Hardware on North Union Street in Bryan has you covered with Craftsman hand tools, your choice $15.99 each, or Milwaukee M18 power tools. Buy a reciprocating saw, grinder, jigsaw, hedge trimmers, or 2.5-gallon wet-dry vac and get an M18 battery for free. Or buy an M12 drill driver kit or a 4-in-1 installation drill driver kit and get your choice of select accessories for free. Rather have DeWalt? Save $50 instantly with Ace Rewards on select 20-volt DeWalt power tools or battery. Stock up on KT Birdseed or Wild and Strong Small Batch Reserve Wild Bird Food Blend. Buy one, get one free. Donaldson's Ace Hardware in Bryan. Ace, the helpful place.
The more your life changes, the more your insurance needs change. See Danielle Van Atta of Danielle Van Atta Agency today. She can conduct a free personal insurance review to help you determine how much and what type of coverage is right for you, with no costly gaps or overlaps. Interested? Phone Danielle Van Atta today at 419-636-0408.
We're back out here at Hobie Cross Field in Montpelier. We're at the intermission, 28-0. Montpelier with the lead. Heck of a matchup going on down in Paulding County in the GMC. Antwerp 24, Wayne Trace 21, late in the first half of that one. We're going to dive into some computer points this week and where we stand. Our weekly computer points report. We begin in Division 3, Region 10. Those Defiance Bulldogs that are 5-1, and in a matchup tonight with Elida. Defiance is 7th this week, so that would be good enough to host a game in the expanded playoffs. Right now they would face against number 10 seed Sandusky, but it is a region in Division 3, Region 10 that includes the favorite every year, and that's Toledo Central Catholic. But still, you mentioned already Travis Cooper, one of the big storylines in high school football here in our area this year, and just the steady improvement of Defiance under his tutelage. Playing more Defiance-like football.
Yeah, they're being physical, obviously getting kids out. It's a team that's, as you said, is right in the playoff hunt right now. And quite frankly, Defiance for the last better part of 20 years has not been very good. We still think of them in that late 90s when they won the state championship with Jerry Beauty. Well, that hadn't been the case there for a long, long time. But Travis Cooper, a very sports-minded town, Defiance, been very good in basketball and of course, baseball they've been kings at. But now football's kind of rearing its head and having some success this year.
Division 4, Region 14. Van Wert sits in the 5th spot. Wauseon is 10th. Bryan is 11th. And Napoleon 13th as we begin play tonight. So Wauseon, none of them would have home games right now. I think for Bryan, one of those teams in there that we mentioned, they're going to, if they win tonight, they'd get Evergreen. They'll beat Swanton. So then your remaining games left are against Archibald, probably an underdog, and Wauseon, and that's more of a 50-50 game. Wauseon may hold the key. Bryan might have to get to 6 this year. 5's a possibility, but boy, they'd feel a lot better if they could climb their way to 6 wins.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be Wauseon or certainly not Archibald. I just defensively, I think Bryan scores enough, but defensively they've just been struggling this year to stop teams. And Wauseon's playing pretty good football right now.
Yeah, I do too. And a good kicking game as well. Division 5, Region 18, we've already hit on that. One of the toughest regions in all of the state of Ohio. And if I asked you who the 1 seed was, you'd probably say Liberty or Coldwater or somebody like that, right? Milan Edison is the number 1 seed right now in Division 5, Region 18, having a dream year. Liberty is 2nd. Archibald is 4th. Coldwater, by the way, we mentioned they are 5th. And then Delta, losing tonight, but Delta at 3-3, they are 16th right now. So that right combination of wins for them, they could get in D5 Region 18.
Yeah, I want to focus more on Archibald and Liberty because I think those 2 teams can go deep. In fact, I think I know Archibald just got hammered by Liberty Center, and Liberty Center is going to go 10-0. There's no question about that. But I still think I'll take Archibald going deep. And here's the thing with Liberty. If they run up against somebody that can physically hang with them, and they're in many of them, right? And nobody has more respect for Liberty. It's a different community. It's a different football program than everybody else. They struggle to throw the ball a little bit. And that would be the only thing that I could see stopping Liberty Center going down. Archibald's certainly not as tough or as physical as Liberty, but can do more things, are capable of doing more things out of that spread. Now, you look at it the different way. Hey, you start getting into the later months, it gets cold, it gets rainy. You know, who's better fit for that than Liberty Center? Good point.
Division 6, Region 22, Bluffton, your number 1 team right now in computer points there.
Beat Airsville.
A team that we're going to see later in the year. In actually weeks 9 and 10 against Montpelier and Eden. Ottawa Hills at 5-1. They are 6th right now, so they'd have a home game. Columbus Grove is 7th, and then a little closer to home. Tenora would be in right now. They are 13th. Paulding would be in right now. They are 15th. Boy, if Wayne Trace could find a way to beat Antwerp tonight, you talk about a lot of points. I know Antwerp's D7, but they're in a fight right now. Trace is 18th, so they're on the outside looking in. This Antwerp game for them would be humongous tonight. Talk about anything and everything that you see D6 Region 22.
Again, what we thought with Antwerp, again, if they do lose, it's probably going to be tonight since they've already played Tenora. I think they're up. The last we checked, was it 8-6, was it?
No, it's 24-21 now. It's a battle back and forth.
And they're up 24-21.
Antwerp is up, yep.
So, if they beat this, it's probably their last test. And again, they had the whole roster back except for the 2 starters back from last year and a team that went into the 3rd round of the playoffs. So one would think Antwerp's got a chance to make some noise in the playoffs. And again, you're right, Wayne Trace has got to get this win tonight.
And then finally, Division 7, Region 26, Patrick Henry going to take a hit tonight. They came as the number 1 team in the region at 6-0. Antwerp was 5th. Leipzig 6th, Pandora Gilboa 7th. We're just talking about anybody in the Northwest District. Ayersville at 5-1. They were 9th this week. Crestview at 5-1 was 10th. Eden 13th. North Central was 16th, and Montpelier 17th entering tonight's play. For Montpelier, there's points out there. Northwood's got a couple of wins, and they'll get another 1 or 2. So if they get that game, boy, Ottawa Hills would be enormous if they could find a way to a road win there and knock them off. Hilltop not going to get enough, but if Montpelier gets to 6, that's going to be good enough, more than likely, to be in the top 16.
It is. You want to stay away from PH too, because they're going to be 1, 2, or 3 probably up there. So avoid them. And I know they're getting hammered tonight, but that's still an awful good Division 7 team.
So in this one, 28-0, our score. Andy Robinson's message, up 4 scores, and the way they've played and what they've been able to do tonight. What's his theme now moving into the second half?
I'm going to take a little different approach here. Have fun, enjoy it, right? What's the matter with saying that? Your kids are feeling good. Things are going your way. The kids aren't stupid. They know that there's probably not a way that Vanlue, who, by the way, we have a tremendous amount of respect for, the smallest school district in the state of Ohio that still plays 11-man football, and those kids are out there battling, man, and it is impressive to see. But Andy Robinson, listen, Montpelier, we're going to go 5-1. We haven't had a lot of success, 5-2, excuse me. We haven't had a lot of success really in the last 20 years. This is new territory for us. We're in halftime with a huge lead, 28-0. Enjoy the moment, kids. Enjoy the moment. Let's go out there. Let's play focused, clean football, but enjoy where you're at right now because, quite frankly, it hasn't been there very often. So that's okay sometimes to don't get complacent by any stretch of the minute. But understand that, hey, we're in a good spot right here. It's okay to feel good now and then about playing football, too, Andy.
Jeremy Klepfer. Unfortunately for him and Vanlue, they've been in this spot a lot of times. So he has this halftime locker room speech pretty much down pat. What do you think he's telling his kids down 4 touchdowns?
Listen, you're doing good things out there. You moved the ball the last series there. You didn't get it in. You created a turnover. I love you guys. I love you guys because every week you show up and you went through the summer workouts and the summer, I guess not many teams do 2-a-days so much anymore, but the summer practice sessions, and you know that probably you're not going to have a tremendous amount of success. You could have transferred down the road to School X or School Y. You're here with us. I love you. Keep fighting hard. I'm proud of you.
I love that message.
Yeah. What's the matter with that? Listen, this school's got 32 kids, boys, and not kids overall, boys in the school. Over half of them play football. How many school districts can you say in the state of Ohio that have half of their kids playing high school football? Yeah. Now, you look at it philosophically. Don't ever look down on a team that puts out and plays football. It's a difficult sport, especially a team that's undermanned. That's like Ohio State and Michigan playing against a team that's got, 15, 20 scholarships. It's just not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen.
And we've already hit on this, and we've heard so many stories over the years of teams that didn't play or they found the easy way out or didn't finish games because they were trying to preserve bodies or whatever for the next week. Not this group. They come out and give you everything. I mean, think about this. We know how difficult football is. And it's a sport that begins it's 12 months out of the year, but basically you're doing stuff in July and you're doing your 7-on-7s and you're asking them to come to practice every single day. And then in a lot of these instances, get your brains beat in.
Yeah.
8, 9 of the 10 of the weeks, not all of them because they do have a win, but the majority of the weeks, and you keep showing up and you keep showing up. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Future success stories in life because of what they're doing right now. And I hate to get over dramatic or over whatever, but that's honest to God's truth.
It is. It is. You have to respect them. And again, an hour and a half drive up here in the bus, and then you look out there, had a nice band out there, Vanlue did. So did Montpelier. Montpelier's been great. 5 or 6 kids that are doing the baton there with fire on them. Hey, here's another. I'm going to change gears real quick. I'm all over the place.
You are all over the place.
Kathy Batt tonight. I got to give her a shout-out.
Okay.
Hilltop Homecoming just down the road here, 10 minutes. Once again, she is going out, and she's leading the band and the team. She was an old baton player back in the 1950s, 60s, whenever she graduated. And tonight she is doing it again, and it's a huge deal for everybody in West Unity. Every year, Kathy goes out and throws up the baton there, and it's a big deal. So we're proud of her.
Respect.
One of our 3 listeners, too, by the way.
Absolutely. So we'll step aside. Halftime is over. It's been brought to you by the main stops of Northwest Ohio. The start of the second half is next.
Since 1875, 4 generations of the Krill family have served this area. Krill Funeral Service realizes that the end can be a difficult and emotional time. They will guide you through each and every step of the funeral process, carefully and with integrity. Krill Funeral Service expresses appreciation for your trust in them, and they'll continue to be there for you in times of need. Krill Funeral Service of Edgerton, Eden, and on West Mulberry Street in Bryan, where they offer an on-site crematory.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
See Cannell Insurance Agency of downtown Montpelier, your auto owner's insurance agent.
Be part of the Montpelier Athletic Boosters and help support all the athletes at the Montpelier schools by calling 419-485-6785. The Montpelier Athletic Boosters would like to wish all the Montpelier athletes good luck in today's game. Strive to be the best, and you will succeed at everything you do. The Montpelier Boosters are proud of all your achievements. Good luck and do your best. That's all anyone can ask. And go Locos!
Welcome back out here to Hobie Krause Field in Montpelier. 28-0. Locos well on their way to their 5th win of the year. They would be 5-2 for the first time since 2016. It'll be Vanlue getting the football first here to begin the second half. They'll be sending Miller and Temple deep. Vanlue will be moving right to left here in the second half on this sparkling night, beautiful night for high school football all across the great state of Ohio. Cam Smith, who is a perfect 4 for 4 on the extra points tonight, will kick it away to either Miller or Temple. Montpelier's done a good job of bottling up Temple. It's been more Miller that's had success tonight. Sprinkle in a little of Gregory Spears, but Temple has not hurt them. Here's Smith's run up and kick. It's a line drive kick. It bounces off one of the up men. Free football that's going to be scooped up by Miller, and he will be slammed to the turf just outside of the 30. Griffin Cooley, who really stepped his game up last week after the injury to Friend, and now will take over that slot in the backfield. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for Vanlue at their own 31-yard line.
Just down the road, I think Vanlue has a home and home, which is something that's very rare with North Central this year. They play them twice. How that works out with computer points, I have not investigated. I don't know.
Vanlue's playing North Central twice.
Yeah.
North Central was looking for opponents.
They're
playing Schroeder tonight. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'd never heard of Schroeder.
Division 4 school. North Central's up 14-6.
It'll be a run off the left side for Spears.
Out of the Cincinnati area, maybe they're meeting halfway, and they're playing in Versailles, I believe.
Yeah, no wins for North Central over anybody with a winning record on their schedule, and not very many opponents with a winning record on the schedule.
My guess is when you have two opponents that are the same, is
it counts once.
Well, the first one or whatever designated, and one of them doesn't. I really don't know. I'm guessing that would be the case because you couldn't factor it in, could you? Because
I wouldn't think, but I'm going to play ignorant on that. I don't know.
Somebody out there knows.
That was a gain of 1. Does Joe Bree know?
I don't know.
You play the same opponent twice. Do you get the computer points twice? You do.
The answer is yes from our authority, Joseph Brigle.
A run up the middle and now sliding off the right side. It'll be Wallen who gets across the 35 to maybe the 36, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and medium, 3rd and 5 here from the 36-yard line.
Wallen, that converted lineman there that they put in that fullback position there, and he gets into the hole pretty quick and moves the pile.
They're trying to get Temple more one-on-one matchups, it looks like, on the outside. Spears has been playing more as the I-back. So 3rd and 5 for Vanlue at their own 36-yard line. Again, going for it on every 4th down that they've had the football, regardless of where they're at on the field. Receiver both ways, I formation. Miller under center. 3rd and 5, straight drop back. Miller wants to throw over the middle. It's going to be caught. And it's caught for a 1st down. Spinning and fighting out to the 48 is Landon Saltzman. Cooley made the stop, but that's a gain of 12. And Vanlue moves the chains.
That's the first time Vanlue's went over the middle throwing the football that time and had success.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Cats at their own 48-yard line. Opening possession, second half. 28-zip Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard a couple of minutes in. Locos came in 4-2, Vanlue 1-5. Vanlue winning in week 2 of this season. Montpelier needed a night like tonight, in their estimation, to kind of rid themselves of the taste of the tough loss at Eden a week ago. Eden in control of Northwood. There's a fumble on the snap. Miller then kicked it around. It's still loose. And Montpelier has come up with it. Eli Fackler got on the football.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was really even stripped or hit by Montpelier or forced by Montpelier. Just kind of dropped the ball there, had a bad exchange.
So Montpelier will start their first series of downs on the Vanlue 48-yard line, leading 28-0 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Hash mark near side as Montpelier goes left to right. Sharps will send Twins left and Twins right. Elida 7, Defiance 6. Midway through the third, you knew that was going to be a low-scoring defensive battle. One running back, Cooley. Cooley will get the football. Cooley at the 45. Bounces to the outside at the 40. Twisted down just shy of the 40 at the 41. He'll get about 7. He's going to be brought down on the play by Jonas Caron. Halftime score, Antwerp 24, Wayne Trace 21. I don't know who's trying to give me a buzz there, but our apologies there. Every once in a while you get a phone call comes in. Touch off. Second down and 3 after the run to the 41-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Sharps throws that little bubble screen to the far side. It is caught, 40. Staler to the 35, lowers the shoulder. Late flag comes in, maybe an illegal block downfield or a lineman downfield. It'll be a hold against Montpelier. So that'll wipe out a gain of about 6.
Gain of about 6 on the last play. Let's see if that stands.
Didn't see it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Foz, who do you like tonight? Utah, Oregon State, top 20 matchup.
Yeah, that line stinks because normally you would say Utah would be favored. They are not. They are dogs on the road, 3.5 points, which would lead me to believe that Vegas knows something and Oregon State's going to win and cover.
Bummer. We're old enough to know that Vegas always knows something.
Boy, before I die, I want to know how they are so good.
I mean, Vegas knows everything.
I want to know. There's got to be something there.
There's a spot foul that occurred at the 35, the hold, so it'll bring Montpelier back to the 45.
Somebody's got to tell me before I pass away, how do they get so darn perfect?
Second down and 6. Eden a 21-0 lead over Northwood starting the second half. Second down and 6. Sharps to throw a screen to the far side. It's Gorell. Got a block. 45-40. Steps out of one tackle. 35. Little stutter step. 30. 25. And wrestled out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Yeah. He's going to have about 25 on that pass play, and that'll move the sticks.
It's a second catch tonight, Gorell. He hasn't played much offense this year. Big target. Getting his opportunity tonight with Nathan Rummel on the bench.
So it'll be just shy of the 20 at the 21, first down and 10. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, it's a good call, Mike. Way to bring that up. Landon Rummel out tonight and not sure going forward, but we do know Brennan Friend is done for the night. And now Montpelier has had to mix and match a little bit all night. Having success with the screens, and Staler is wrapped up by his other 21 counterpart, and Langston Miller all over the field, and a late flag. I think that's going to go against Vanlue as Staler was down, and I believe we're going to get a dead ball late hit. And then the injured Vanlue Wildcat is also hurt. So we'll check everything here. Wait on the call.
You just mentioned that Brendan Friend is done. Brendan Friend didn't play tonight, and just wanted a quick correction here, and is unfortunately probably not going to be able to play the rest of the season.
And there's the personal foul against Vanlue. So we'll let you know where Montpelier will have the ball. We'll check on the injured player and more. 8:11 left third quarter. 28-0 Montpelier and on the march.
When you're on the road this summer, your rewards checking account at Midwest Community has deals from coast to coast that you can access online or in the app. It goes where you go, so you never miss a sweet deal on dining, hotels, entertainment, and more. And if you're stuck on the side of the road, just use the built-in roadside assistance to get back up and running. You also get cell phone protection, ID theft aid, and more, all included with your rewards checking account. It's banking that connects to life in all the ways you do. Learn more today at MidwestCommunity.org.
Your friends
friends at your neighborhood Eden Farmers Co-op Country Store would like to invite you to stop in at the Eden, Montpelier, and Edgerton stores to check out their complete line of pet supplies, animal feed, and outdoor products. Their friendly, knowledgeable staff is ready to answer all of your questions concerning their complete line of Kalmbach, Land O'Lakes, and much, much more. For your convenience, your purchase can be carried to your vehicle by one of their employees. Be sure to stop by soon and see them at your hometown country store, the Eden Farmers Co-op.
And that's Gregory Spears, the 5'10", 190-pound junior who's been pretty good tonight, being helped off.
Terrible loss for Vanlue. He's been their number one running back here tonight, and he's walking off very gingerly, so I'd be surprised if he comes back.
That penalty on the dead ball foul will take Montpelier down to the 11-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 at the 11. Up 28-0. Montpelier, a score here, makes it a continuous clock game in the second half.
Yeah. And now and then the challenge becomes for the coaching staff is let's get everybody in the game. Let's give them some experience, some time, and some reward. Not only does that help the team in the future, it also helps them in practices next week. And, kids played the Friday before, and then they're more likely to give more effort in practices. So little game time for everybody is a good thing.
1st and 10 at the 11. Montpelier has 3 receivers to the right, and we have an equipment issue, so Brink will leave. The official stopped it. Coming in for Montpelier will be Wesley Hartsock on that right side of the formation there, part of the trips look there. 2 receivers go left in the empty backfield. Already 4 TD passes tonight for Sharps. Has a 1st and 10 at the 11 here. As the clock moves with 7:45 and counting to play in the third. Sharps on an out route. Smith with the catch. 10, 5. Powers his way near the goal line. Won't get in. Forward progress is run back by Jonas Caron. You'd see maybe, 7, 8 on the play?
Yeah, I got him at 7.
8. So it'll be 2nd down and 2 from the 3-yard line. Locos up 28-0. Trips to the Toledo area the next 2 weeks. At Northwood, then at Ottawa Hills, and they finish things against Hilltop here at home.
Yeah, next one's a big one. Next one's a big one for playoff purposes.
But you get a win next week at Northwood, all of a sudden you're brimming with more and more confidence going to Ottawa Hills. Timeout on the field. 2nd down and 3, or 2nd and 2 from the 3 when we come back. 28-zip Locos, 6:53 left in the third.
John Dye and everyone at Strong Real Estate in Montpelier would like to wish all the athletes in tonight's game good luck. Located right in the heart of Montpelier, Ohio, Strong Real Estate Solutions is successfully helping people find that perfect home, building lot, or commercial property. Strong Real Estate Associates are available to provide you with full service in all your real estate needs. Contact John Dye today at Strong Real Estate Solutions in Montpelier, Ohio.
Welcome back here to Montpelier. It'll be a 2nd down and 2 for the Locos from the 3-yard line. Up 28-zip. And on the doorstep here. Keep you updated on all the other games happening around Northwest Ohio tonight as we have. And, of course, when we're done, the Midwest Community Federal Credit Union Scoreboard Show. A couple of goodbyes happening this weekend in Major League Baseball. Miguel Cabrera retiring and playing his final home games for the Tigers, a Hall of Fame career there. And, boy, you hate to say goodbye to personalities of the game. And one of the best Major League Baseball personalities, certainly in our lifetime and maybe ever, is Tito Francona, who is stepping down, hasn't said retirement, but is stepping down as manager of the Guards. Handoff on the inside goes to Cooley, and he will be stopped shy of the end zone, but probably has enough for the 1st down. It would be a 1st and goal for Montpelier at the 1, and it is. Saltzman made the stop. So that's the only thing that's left in that Guardians-Tigers series are those goodbyes there to those, a player and a manager. Now, Tito hasn't said he's stepping down as a manager, or retiring, he hasn't uttered that word, but is leaving Cleveland now and going to take care of himself with his health. 1st and goal at the 1. Sharps will go under center. This could be straight ahead, Sharps. Nope, he'll give inside to Cooley. He burrows his way into the end zone for the first rushing touchdown of the night. Griff Cooley from a yard out now has one rushing and receiving. And Montpelier now has this at a continuous clock game, up 34-0 with a PAT coming. Ottawa Glandorf, how about this? OG, I think they're winless right now. They're winless in the conference. They lead Van Wert 21-14. That WBL, there's no such thing as a gimme.
Just amazing why Ottawa Glandorf the last couple of years has not been good in football.
The PAT by Smith is banged through. 35-0 on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard as we go to a running clock when we come back.
Knocking Point Outfitters just got in some great ideas for hunting season: seed heaters and tree saddles. Stop by Knocking Point and try out both of these great items that are must-haves for your upcoming season. Not only can you use the seed heaters for hunting, they are also great for football games or any outdoor event in the cold. And while you're checking out the great items in the store, bring your bow and have it checked out early before opening day on September 30th. Like Knocking Point Outfitters and see all their upcoming events and great in-store items on Facebook. Knocking Point Outfitters, the starting point for every perfect shot.
35-0 Montpelier on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. Week 7, Montpelier are going to be exiting this game at 5-0. Who's Vanlue finish with? They'll go Arcadia, and then as Mike said, a game hosting North Central, and then they play winless Blackhawk Christian. So between Arcadia and Blackhawk Christian there, a couple of chances for Vanlue to break through for a second win.
Cameron Smith set to kick off for the Locomotives.
Cam Smith will kick it away here.
Temple and Miller back deep for the Wildcats.
As this is just going to be a roller on the ground. Be picked up at the 28-yard line. Nowhere initially for Temple to run and still nowhere to go. And gets about 3 or 4 on the return.
He fell really funny, Andy, and looks
he
like,
did.
Yeah, it looks like his ankle injury there. He's going to pop up, but I think he's going to be okay, fortunately.
Yep. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Vanlue now, as they'll mark that at the 31-yard line. Second half, as long as it stays where we're at, we are going to have a fast-moving final quarter and 5.5 minutes here with a continuous clock. Wildcats, their second series of downs here in the half. They had it for 4 plays and fumbled the football to Montpelier on their first set of downs. Temple goes to the right. Coming to the left is Jacob Alkire. See who's lining up in the I now with the injury to Spears, and there's movement on Vanlue. It will be Landon Saltzman who will be the tailback. It'll be 1st and 15. Montpelier goes, if they can get, I know we're not going to see Friend. Rummel coming back is big, but even without Rummel, I like Montpelier's chances at Northwood next week. I really do.
They got a chance. I mean, you're just measuring scores right there, and you see Eden's hammering them, and this is the year to get Northwood.
You got to get beyond. We've lost to Northwood. Right. We've lost to Northwood. And that's not just Montpelier. It's anybody that had played Northwood for the first decade of that they were part of the TAC. But they get beyond that in the mental game, and they go on the road and take it as a business trip. I think Montpelier can win that game. Here's Saltzman off the left side, coming out near the 30-yard line, gains about 3. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
Saltzman's 4th carry tonight, Andy.
Staler with the tackle. So it'll be 2nd and 12 for Montpelier.
What are you looking forward to watching this weekend?
35-0.
Let's go college first.
By the way, Fox TV didn't do anybody a favor. That USC-Colorado game tomorrow, it's a 9 a.m. kickoff for SE time, for Pacific time, and 10 a.m. actual time, a Mountain time.
It's great for us watching it, but will they still be awake when they play?
Yeah.
A lot of people think that Colorado will cover because everybody will be asleep the first half. Right?
Yeah.
Before SC can put it on.
They've gone through 3. Bryan leads Evergreen still 21-7. We're Going to see a run out near the 35-yard line to about the 33. Wallen on the carry.
Wallen on the carry.
He'll still be about 7-8 yards short of the first down. You got a game?
I'm interested in Duke and ND to see how ND responds at Duke. Game day is going to be there. Duke's good.
Duke is good. Riley Leonard, good dual threat quarterback.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to be the biggest crowd to ever watch a football game at Duke.
Well, what does Duke hold? 40,000, 50,000,
Yeah.
smaller stadium, but still. So I think ND responds, and I think they win by 2 scores.
Tonight I'm looking forward to Utah and Oregon State, we've already talked about.
Michigan and Nebraska. Michigan's kind of owned Nebraska, so I think Michigan.
They're not ready. Now maybe I'm dead wrong. I don't think Nebraska's ready for the moment yet.
I don't either.
3rd and 8, and flags fly.
Michigan hadn't looked good this year. That doesn't mean they're not good.
Not flag. Timeout. 2:34 left. Third quarter. 35 Love. Pillier will be back in 30.
I'm Paul Rohr Jr.
And I'm Sierra, and we are the new owners of Fackler Monument Company in Montpelier, Ohio.
It's fair season, and we will have a booth at the Hillsdale County Fair this year. Come out and see our selection of styles and colors, and save 10% off all memorials and get free vases with purchase of an upright memorial. We're continuing the family tradition, and as a third-generation family business, the Rohrig family makes it easy to pick out just the right memorial.
The Fackler Monument Company of Montpelier, Ohio, serving families since 1924.
Hand for volleyball.
35-0.
Give all our athletes, including our athletes of the week, a big round of applause.
First timeout spent of the half by Vanlue. Wallen is the fullback. Saltzman is the tailback. Receiver both ways. 3rd and 7. Miller gives right side to Saltzman. He battles his way to about the 36-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down. Cooley the tackle.
Good job of just getting a push there by Vanlue and moving the pile.
4th and 4 coming up.
Have yet to see Vanlue punt the ball tonight.
Nope. And I don't think we're going to. They go for it every single time. Under 2 when this next snap will happen. Be interested to see for Montpelier. Now, they don't have numbers to substitute for everybody, but is Hayden Sharp's night? I have to believe Hayden's night is done. You can't lose your quarterback late in the third quarter of this game when there are bigger fish down the road. So I have to believe Hayden's night's done. Back to throw Miller on 4th down. Batted down by Grant Gurrell at the line of scrimmage. And Montpelier will take over on downs. There's that big frame of Gurrell at 6'6".
It seems like he does have like one time every weekend there. He gets his big hands up there and knocks the ball down. 6'5". No wonder why. Now, if you're an offensive lineman, how do you get those hands down, Ange? Got to jab him right there in the rib cage area to get those hands down to the big defensive lineman.
And it will still be Sharps at quarterback. Maybe finish this drive out. Paulding leads Hicksville now in command. 38-15 early in the third. We are late in the third quarter here. And Montpelier up 35-0 on Vanlue. Here on the Andres O'Neill and Lowe scoreboard. North Central leading Schroeder 26-6 in the fourth quarter. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cooley gets the ball. Cooley at the 35, to the 30. And wrestled down at the 27 or 8-yard line. Saltzman the tackle.
Miller on the stop for the Wildcats. Gain of about 5-6 on the play.
So 2nd down and 4 for the first down here.
Griff Cooley's 6th carry tonight for 45 yards. We're going to probably be the last play of the third quarter.
After 3, Ayersville 8, Tenora 7.
Now that surprises me.
2nd and a long 3. Bubble screen far side. Chavez Martin at the 30. Got a big block from Gurrell that's going to be a blindside, they're going to call it. It'll be a blindside block called on Grant Gurrell, and that'll bring that run back. Boy, he lit him up. That looked like a pretty good football play, but we call it differently now.
Yeah, I'm still processing if I think that's a penalty or not.
I didn't need to process. I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought it was just a great block.
Yeah, I think that's a bad call.
I see your process took maybe 2 seconds longer.
Right. Well, you're a lot smarter than I am. I understand the blind side. I don't think that was a blind side block. Listen, here's the deal. When you're up 35-0, you don't get the benefit of the doubt at anything. And that's just the way it is.
Second and 13 back at the 39-yard line, and Montpelier will bring this clock all the way down. 3 in the books here in Montpelier on homecoming night. All Locos. They lead it 35-0. We'll be right back.
Peltz Lumber Company in Montpelier and Pioneer has some exciting news. Not only has Peltz been bringing you the finest in building materials for generations, now they have a new website with a huge selection of items for you to browse right at your fingertips and in your own home. Just go to peltzlumber.com and hit the products button, and there it is. Tools, hardware, lumberyard and building materials, windows, doors, kitchen and bath. Check out the items you need and the prices, and stop by the store in Montpelier or Pioneer, or give them a call at 419-485-3059. Peltz Lumber, building for a new generation.
It was 28-0 Montpelier at the half. The lone points in the third quarter belong to the Locos on a Griffin Cooley 1-yard TD run. That capped off a 7-play, 48-yard drive for the Griff Cooley run. Now Montpelier with the football at the Vanlue 39-yard line. They have a 2nd down and 13 as we're ready to begin the fourth quarter of play. Montpelier starting fast, scored on the second snap from scrimmage tonight, and have never looked back as they are taking care of business tonight against an undermanned but hard-working Vanlue team, leading at 35-0. 2nd down and 13 at the Vanlue 39. Hash mark near side is the spot. Montpelier moving right to left in this fourth quarter. Vanlue did have a 1st and goal at the 7 late in the first half, but Montpelier denying them 4 times inside the 7. Trips to the right, 1 receiver to the left. Cooley the running back on 2nd down and 13. There's that screen far side that's too tall for Martin. Are they calling that a forward or a backwards pass? I think it's backwards.
It's a backward. That's a good call by the official there. And
that is.
Chavez Martin, I don't think was aware that that was a fumble. And unfortunately for Montpelier, it just went out of bounds, and no Vanlue player pursued it.
Loss back to the 46-yard line. That's a loss of 7. So now it'll be 3rd and 23 back at the 46-yard line. 3 receivers come left. 1 receiver goes right. Cooley's in the backfield on a 3rd and 23 for Montpelier at the 46. Again, continuous clock game. 11 minutes remaining in this one. Sharps throws near side. It's caught, but Sharps threw it low, and nothing that Chavez Martin could do with it, as he'll drop to his knees to make the catch, but they lose 2 more, and it'll be 4th and 25.
Sharps is getting better at throwing those short routes. That time took a little step back, but overall he's becoming more and more consistent.
Bryan extends their lead to 28-7 now over Evergreen. We're going to see the game's first punt of the night here, Foz.
Okay.
On a 4th and 25, Sharps to punt this from near his own 40. Drifting back will be Jackson Temple for Vanlue. Three in the books in the Defiance-Elida game. We'll get you a score here in a moment. Good punt by Sharps. Fair catch signaled for. Temple makes the catch at the 17. 33 yards on the punt, no return. End of 3. Defiance 12, Elida 7. In that defensive struggle in the WBL. Here we have 10:05 left, and Vanlue will have a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Players, remember to meet Coach Brigle down on the sideline immediately following the game. Junior high football. Remember to meet Coach Brigle down on the field.
Major League Baseball, we're getting ready to crank into the playoffs. This
man.
is
September and October.
Best months. I was just going to say the exact same thing. When you get football into gear, you get the baseball postseason, then you get at the end of the month. It's always nice. You get it to the end of October, and you got all 4 major sports going on at the same time for, about a month or so. There's a run up the middle. Good job moving the pile and much more. That's Wallen all the way out to the 42 before he is cut down on the play. He'll rumble for 25. Gorell brought him down.
Big fellow there. That's the longest run from scrimmage that Vanlue has had, and the converted lineman in the backfield, and you can see why. Got a little speed there.
Got a little baseball trivia for you. Ready?
Okay, go for it.
I'm going to just ask you this.
Yep.
First time in how many years that the postseason will not include the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Cardinals?
Oh,
when's
boy.
the last time that happened?
The three most historic franchises in the history of baseball. Can I think?
You can think on it. Don't sell the Dodgers short on historic franchises. Come on now.
They're in there.
There's another run for Saltzman. He gets into Montpelier territory, weaving his way to the 45-yard line.
And Loco's got some kids out. You see Landon Fackler and Eli Fackler both not in the game. That makes a difference.
14 for Saltzman. Wasion 38-0 over Delta. Is that gone final? Nope. Still a lot of time left in the third quarter, but that's a running clock game, so that'll move fast. It'll be a 1st and 10, Vanlue at the Montpelier 46. Fairview, Edgerton. How about this matchup tonight? Hungry teams. Fairview 22, Edgerton 21 in the third quarter.
Boy, this is a tough question you had.
Running right, big hole, Saltzman. Saltzman to the 30, to the 25, to the 20. Saltzman all the way down to the 11-yard line. 35 for this is the Saltzman drive.
Yeah.
It's 1st and 10 at the 11.
That's his 6th carry now for 61 yards for Saltzman.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Montpelier up 35-0, and all of a sudden the running clock game is a little bit in jeopardy here.
Well, Loco's got some subs in. That's good. You got to do that. But
Vanlue on the doorstep here.
Yeah. I will say the first time in 88 years.
No, it's happened much more recent than that.
Okay. I was going through every decade.
I've asked these guys in the booth. Yankees, Red Sox, Cardinals are not in the baseball playoffs this year. First time since when? How many years ago? 2003. DJ all over it. Dan Jones, 30 years, 1993, the last time that happened. Boy, you were going deep, 88
I was
years.
going like in the 70s, and I'm thinking who was playing it.
Yeah. Gain of 2 for Saltzman.
The 50s, you got the Yankees on it, so it couldn't have been then.
Dan Jones, our trivia. Dan, you win free pizza tonight from Wise Guys Pizza.
That's a good job. Dan Jones, he's all over it.
Nobody more Montpelier than that cat, is there?
He's a good person.
2nd down and 8 from the 9-yard line. 35-0 Montpelier, 6.5 to play in this one.
Montpelier, you talk about Montpelier athletics right now, and the golf team is moving on and has got a really good roster that who knows how far they can go.
Back to the districts again, a chance to advance to state. Edgerton, by the way, has just taken the lead, retaken it on Fairview, 28-22. Here's Miller, who will be thrown for a loss on the play. Back at the 11, Gorell made the stop.
And the girls' volleyball team is probably not going to be 500, but going to get double-digit wins this year. The football team's going to have a winning record this year.
Maybe playoffs.
Maybe playoffs. And both girls and boys basketball teams, I think, are going to be solid in the winter for the Locomotives. And then in the spring, the baseball and softball teams, I think, are favorites to win the conference. So Joe Brigle's athletic program at Montpelier in pretty good shape this year in 2023. In 2024, lots to cheer about.
3rd and 9, Vanlue at the 10. They have to hustle to the line of scrimmage. Play clock down to 3. They get it off. They go to Saltzman again, off the right side, fighting, battling, pile pushing, shy of the first down. I think it'll be 4th and 1 from the 2.
Saltzman got about 5 on that carry, and that's his 7th carry for 66 yards, most of it on this series.
So 4th and 1 at the 2-yard line for Vanlue. This snap will take place under 5 minutes to play. And Montpelier up 35-0. Langston Miller has the play call, and here we go. I think I smell Saltzman again.
Yeah.
He's behind Wallen, although Wallen a great option at fullback. Right side, Saltzman into the end zone for the Vanlue touchdown. You know what? He earned it. You might as well give him the football to let him finish the drive, and it's a 2-yard score at the 4:33 mark of this fourth quarter. They'll go for 2. 35-6 now. End of 3, Napoleon 42, Bowser 6. So Napoleon, after an 0-4 start, they'll leave tonight 3-4, winners of 3 in a row, and they're in the playoffs as of right now.
Looks like North Central is going to go down and get a 34-6 victory of
that game at Versailles tonight at a neutral site.
Division IV school down around Cincinnati. It's a big win for them. Tenora down by a point, but driving right now late in the fourth quarter.
Here's the 2-point conversion attempt, and it's Miller who will run in. That time the quarterback was Josh Zarnecki, and the freshman quarterback Zarnecki gave to Miller. They get 2, and it's now 35-8. Locos with 4:33 left. We'll take a break. This is WBNO FM in Bryan.
Veland Chase wishes local high school sports teams a successful season. As one of the leading brass suppliers in the United States, Veland Chase manufactures brass rods, forgings, ingots, and water armor plumbing fittings at the 2 plants located in Holiday City. To learn more about products and job opportunities, visit brassjobs.com. Chase a brighter future with Veland Chase.
35-8 now, and the fighting, clawing, and work ethic of Vanlue. They avoid the shutout, and again, great job by them to continuing to work.
Locomotives had their backups in, but that doesn't take away from just kids hanging around. You know what I mean? You look at a Vanlue program that's won 17 games since 2004. That's not very many. So just you keep clawing and looking for some positives within the game.
What do you know much about the Vanlue community? Like, would you say it's like an Eden?
I don't know anything about them, to be honest with you, other than I know it's like I said, a small school that plays 11-man and know the area, but I don't know anything about them.
Maybe
other
like
than
a
have
Blake's,
great respect for him after that.
Maybe a Blakesley like Eden type
Probably
thing.
something like that.
Bryan 35-7 lead over Evergreen. They have 4.5 left in their game as well. Chavez Martin retreats, grabs the football, and Martin with a hole, and he is out across the 40 before he's brought down by Landon Saltzman. And that's where Montpelier will have the ball on what more than likely will be their final drive of the night with 4:19 left.
Looks like Wesley Hardsock is in the game there at quarterback. He's the freshman. Plays some defensive back and a little bit of wide receiver. Good young prospect and got nice long arms of everything you'd want in a good defensive back and a wide receiver too.
1st and 10 for Montpelier at their own 43-yard line.
But he's going to get a chance to throw the ball a little bit here, or at least take some snaps.
Cooley in the backfield with Hardsock. It'll be a handoff to Cooley. Montpelier got away with a false start there, but officials wisely tucking the whistles away, right?
That's right.
I mean, you got to know when to call.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
The world's not made up of black and white. It's shades of gray, my friend.
Yep. Those are the kind of non-calls that I would always argue with other people. Say, well, if it's a penalty or a foul in the first 2 minutes of the game than it is in the no, it's not.
No.
I mean, technically, I know what you're saying, and it is, but it's not. It shouldn't be called.
Yeah.
2nd down and 5 or 6 for the first down. 3.5 remaining. 35-8 Montpelier. They have the ball at their own 48. Play clock at 5. Hardsock takes the snap. He'll run left side, midfield. Looking for a block. 45, 40, still on his feet. 35, good cut back to the 30. to the 25. And down at the 25-yard line. He'll have 31 on the run and a first down.
Yeah. You can just see his stride there, only a freshman, and how well he moves. And he's going to be a really nice athlete, about 6'1", 6'2", maybe a little taller.
Trey Miller chased him down with a little help from Zarnecki. And it'll be a 1st and 10 Locos at the 25. Look at Ben on top of this. Vanlue population is 341, he said, in the last census. So that would be along par with like your Eden, I would think.
Eden's a little bigger than that, aren't they?
All right. Close. Between Blakesley and Eden, that size. 2:45 left in this one. 1st and 10 at the 25. Whoa, you got to call that one. If 3 wide receivers move and they all take off, Oz, that one has to be called.
I believe in shades and gray and just about everything, but sometimes it's just so obvious. You got to throw it.
I mean, if it's a flinch by 1 or 2, okay, but when all 3 are beyond the line of scrimmage.
You still got to have some level of integrity, right?
That's right. You can't swallow every whistle.
No, they've done.
I know it's about flow, but
yeah.
Ben says Eden is 786, so it's about half that. So it'd be more like a Blakesley. 1st and 15 at the 30-yard line. Hartsock pumps, throws low and incomplete, intended for Dalton Losey. Stops the clock at 2:13.
Been nice to get Dalton Losey, a kid who's put in his time and hasn't gotten much playing time. It'd mean a lot to him if he could get that catch there. And Locos went to him and just couldn't haul her in.
So it'll be 2nd down and 15 now. Montpelier has it just outside the 30 of Vanlue. Leading at 35-8. 3 receivers right, 2 to the left. Quarterback draw for Hartsock. And he will be corralled quickly. Micah Williams, 5'9" sophomore, made the tackle. Be a loss of 1. Now back to the line of scrimmage. They'll mark it at the 30. So 3rd and 15 with 1:50 left in counting. Ottawa Hills blasting Hilltop tonight, 59-0. So Ottawa Hills moves to 6-1.
Hilltop's got some talent in the younger levels, and they're going to get better, but they've had a long spell where they haven't been very good.
You know, that's something we haven't really touched on in Montpelier games too much, maybe a little bit here and there. Liberty leads 6-2 over Patrick Henry, but the younger talent that's being accumulated here at Montpelier with tremendous numbers in that youth, the grassroots football.
Going to have some lean years the next couple, numbers-wise, and then after that it starts to get better. The key for the staff is get as many kids out, and there's some kids that should be playing because there's some key really good players. You talk about Cam Smith and Pontius and
Sharps,
Hartsock and Sharps, of course. There's some really good players Montpelier's got coming back that just don't have enough of them. So the key is for the community, for the parents, for the coaching staff, for the kids, is to get out and recruit and get as many as you can to get through those lean numbers years so you can have some successful years up until you get to that youth league.
Defiance 18, Elida 13. Final snap for Montpelier, more than likely. Waterston, who carried before, carries again, is down to the 17, won't have the first down. We have 25 seconds and 21 seconds now. That North Central game's gone final. They won 34-6 over Schroeder tonight. So now it'll be, one snap for Vanlue, and it'll be over here tonight. Thank Montpelier Athletic Director Joe Brigle for his hospitality, and Wise Guys Pizza for feeding everybody up here tonight, everybody in the booth that does a great job here at Montpelier. And congrats again to the homecoming queen at Montpelier tonight, J.C. Altaffer and her court. It's one of those nights where we talked last week, homecoming in Eden, where you get some distractions, but also you schedule games like tonight where you feel like you have a chance to win big and make it a little less stressful if possible on a homecoming night. Montpelier's going to win this 35-8 and leave here 5-2 with a trip to Northwood next week, while Vanlue will fall 5. They get Arcadia next on the road. And it'll be a handoff and a struggle to get 2 or 3. And that's going to do it. We're going to take our final break here to kick off the post-game show. A dominant win for Montpelier tonight, 35-8 over Vanlue on B-Rock Sports.
Your home is the one place where everything should be perfect, including your air. Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services helps you achieve the perfect air you deserve with reliable, groundbreaking, award-winning Lennox products. Call Stark's Plumbing and Heating Services and see how soon you can get a Lennox home comfort system that'll help improve your health and your mood. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Call us today at 1-800-329-4040 or visit us at starksphs.com.
Fall is a great time to work on your home. Is your home well insulated? Field Supply Center in Blakesley is now stocking the Attic Cat and the Pro Cap blown insulation system. Forget about the dust from the old blown insulation. Attic Cat is the new clean way to insulate your walls and attic. Field Supply Center also offers CertainTeed Landmark shingles, one of the best shingles for your roof. Now is the time to take care of your home. Whether you need insulation, shingles, siding, or window, make Field Supply in Blakesley your first stop.
Welcome back out here to Montpelier as Montpelier wins tonight by the final of 35-8. 4 touchdown passes tonight for Hayden Sharps. And by the way, on that first one, he set the single-season record for TD passes on a season, eclipsing Derek Lemon. Sharps to Cam Smith, 42 yards. Sharps to Cam Smith, 15 yards. Then to Cooley for 32 yards. Then 52 yards on the TD pass to Smith again. So 3 receiving TDs tonight for Cameron Smith of the 4 TD passes. The 5th and final touchdown was Griff Cooley on a 1-yard TD run. The lone points tonight for Vanlue, an 8-yard, or make that a 2-yard TD run for Landon Saltzman. Mike Bumb, the final totals.
Yeah, let's first go with the Vanlue Wildcats tonight. Put in a gutsy effort to fall short. Langston Miller, the quarterback, was 2 for 8 for the Wildcats for 16 yards. Rushing the football, Gregory Spears led the way with 9 carries for 39, with second rushing, 9 carries for 39 yards. Landon Saltzman had a really good game. He carried the ball 8 times with 68 yards. Most of those come in there in that fourth quarter on that last series in which they scored. Landon Saltzman had the 1 touchdown from 2 yards out. Wallen also carried the football 5 times, a converted lineman into the backfield for 37 yards. A total of 145 yards on the ground for the Vanlue Wildcats. And as I said, 16 yards in the air for a total of 161 yards of total offense. For the Locomotives, a little bit different story tonight. Hayden Sharps continues to impress. He was 11 for 15 tonight for 219 yards. As you said, 4 touchdown passes, 3 of them to Cam Smith, 1 of them to Griff Cooley. The passes to Cam Smith, 15 yards, 42 yards, and 52 yards to Griff Cooley, 32 yards. And Griff Cooley also had a 1-yard touchdown for the Locomotives receiving. Cam Smith, 4 catches. 4 of those catches, 3 of them were touchdown passes, had 107 yards in the air. Braden Brink caught 2 balls tonight for 15 yards. Grant Gurrell came in and caught 2 balls for 52 yards. Griff Cooley also caught 2 balls, 1 of them a touchdown for 44 yards. And Wesley Hartsock caught 1 pass for 32 yards. The Locomotives, as we said, 219 yards in the air, 53 yards on the ground. Griff Cooley led the way, carrying the ball 5 times for the Locomotives for 45 yards. Locomotives had 303 yards of total offense tonight. And as our old good friend Rick Heiser would say, Angie, the only score that counts is the one on the scoreboard, and that was the Locomotives 35 and the Vanlue Wildcats 6. There's a gentleman up here that wants to speak, I guess, right?
Yes, we'll talk.
I'm going to give him my headset, and I'll get out of the way.
We'll talk with head coach Andy Robinson. By the way, the Bryan game has gone final. They beat Evergreen tonight, 35-7. Andy, congrats on the win here tonight. First things first, emotional loss last week on the road. Mike and I talked about, got to eliminate that right away tonight. And I think I heard you talk to Adam a little bit about it, starting fast. Second snap, get a touchdown. Actually, I had one on the first snap that called back, but ended up scoring. So get that fast start. And I thought played pretty well all night long. Let's start on the offensive side and start with that fast start, if you would.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything we did today, our word of the week was our standard, and these kids have set a new standard here for Montpelier football. And we wanted to play to our standard. We knew they were going to play hard. Didn't know exactly what we were going to see out of them, but we knew we had to play fast and hard to start things off with, and the kids did just that offensively, so they executed today well.
What was the week of practice like after a tough loss? Did they flush it pretty quickly?
Yeah, no, they did a great job. Again, we talked about, how proud we were of, how we played and how we came back, but also understanding we've got to figure out how to win that game the next time, and that's what it came down to. But they did a great job of saying, hey, we haven't been in a ton of games like that. We're not going to accept losing, but we understand we did a lot of really good things.
But that's it. The way you played, I thought, and performed here tonight, the evolution of a program in getting rid of that loss and coming out here and as a bigger favorite against an undermanned team, took care of business pretty convincingly tonight.
Yeah, 100%. Again, it was starting fast and just getting our work in and doing what we do well, not necessarily worrying about them, but taking care of ourselves and playing to our new standard.
Putting yourself in a good position now, 3 weeks left, 2 road trips to the Toledo area, starting with Northwood next week. Talk about Northwood this year. Not quite the Northwood, but there's that mental game when you play Northwood, and you still got to beat them.
Yeah, it is. It's a mental thing, I think, for us. We've never beat them, since we've joined into the TAC, and we understand. We've told the kids, you have the opportunity to do something special that we haven't done here in 30 years, and to do that, it starts with beating Northwood, and then we'll worry about Ottawa Hills and Hilltop and all that, but we got to take care of business next week. We're capable of it, but we got to have a great week of preparation. We got to finish getting healthy, and we'll be good.
And that's a big part. I know you're not going to get Brendan Friend back, but Nate Rummel you need back in the lineup for the stretch run.
Yep, and he's getting healthier. Probably could have thrown him out if we had to today, but just understanding that he's a great team guy. He understands I got to get healthy. We need him for next week.
Hey, enjoy the win tonight. Congratulations. Best of luck at Northwood next week.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Andy Robinson, head coach of the Montpelier Locos. They win convincingly tonight, 35-8 for Mike Bumb. Andy Brigle saying so long. The scoreboard show starts now, presented by the Main Stops of Northwest Ohio, with you until 10 o'clock tonight. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you on that first Friday of October next week for Edgerton at Hicksville. So long, everybody.